As fans, you come to the ballpark for moments like last night. In the air to right field, way back there, Stanton's going back. It is all over! A two-run, 14th inning home run for Chase Utley walks this baby off. The Phillies win it 5-3. You've come to celebrate your Phillies, and you've done it for a long time. Wherever your seat may be, that is the place where your special moment and your memories originate. Being a Phillies fan comes with pride, a deep history every time you find your seats. Tonight we join you, the best fans in baseball, in the seats. It's an absolutely gorgeous night for baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. And where are we? Well, we're sitting out in section 148, just to the left of center field. A great vantage point to soak in some sun, at least for the time being, and a whole lot of good baseball. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Jamie Moyer. Matt Stairs is not far away, everybody. And we're looking at one of the best vantage points I think we've ever had, sitting out here in center field watching this game.
Special vantage point, Tom. Being out here with the fans, the cool breeze tonight, sun's starting to go down in a beautiful ballpark, watching some of these guys warm up pre-game. Kyle Kendrick warming up in the bullpen, watching guys getting loose on the field. Exciting.
Well, it's exciting, and Matt, it's obviously a great vantage point for all of us to watch pitch 1 to pitch 100, whatever.
Yeah, it really is. And coming out here and getting a chance, like Jamie said, to hang out with the fans. I mean, look at the unbelievable view you get to see out here. It's a great view of home plate. You get to see all the calls, the great catches. You get to see guys warming up before the game. It's a very special place to be today.
Well, it's a very special place to be. And, Jamie, you got a pretty good perspective because you grew up going to Phillies games, but you grew up going to Phillies games at the Vets.
Yeah, that was quite a different perspective at that point in time for me as a young kid. We used to go there with our Little League program at the end of the summer, sit up in the 700 level, have a lot of fun, run around, but watch the game. But, wow, what the heights up there were amazing. But as I got a little bit older, went down with my dad and some friends. A friend of his was a Cardinal fan, and we just had a lot of fun at the Vet. And for me, a lot of great memories. 2 no-hitters at the Vet, 3 World Series were played at the Vet. Just a lot of history in front of a great city.
And it was always great walking out of those tunnels and seeing the green of the AstroTurf and really getting a chance to settle in and watching some baseball. Now, Matt, you have a little different story as far as Major League games because the first one you saw, you actually played in.
Yeah, well, actually, the first time I've ever sat in a game was here about 4 years ago. But one thing I always enjoyed doing when I was playing the outfield was to interact with the fans. So what I would do, started in 2001 when I was with the Chicago Cubs, I'd look around and find the little kid who had a glove, and what I would do is I'd want to play catch with him, and that was how I got loose during the inning. So what I'm going to do is have a catch with Bob here, and all I do is I throw a couple of pitches, and all it was just to have fun, have a good time, and also if you're in the visiting place, you know, they don't harass you as much either. So I had a good time at it, and that's what got me to relax during the game. And also, I get a chance to talk to a lot of friends.
All right, now, Bob,
a lot of people in the stands.
Yeah, Bob Stuppo, who is the bullpen catcher for the Phillies, is a local guy, played in the Phillies organization, so I would think that was kind of a thrill for him as well. So we'll be out here all game long, section 148 here at Citizens Bank Park. It's going to be a gorgeous night for baseball. We're watching Kyle Kendrick and Julio Teheran not only warm up, but also pitch tonight's ball game. 16th start for Kyle, number 17 for Julio Teheran. All right, so is everybody ready down here to get things rolling? Yeah. All right, everybody ready up here in the standing room only section? We're ready to go. We got baseball here at Citizens Bank Park. Settle in, everybody, because we will. And hopefully if you're here, we'll get a chance to catch up with you as well. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, introducing One Deposit Checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Independence Blue Cross, the most preferred health plan in the region. Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. set to go. Our vantage point, as we mentioned, is section 148. We're in the last row. We've got a pretty good portion of the row, so plenty of space to kind of kick back and relax and get ourselves ready for a little baseball. As we said before, we'll be here from start to finish, even if it's as long as last night's ball game. Matt, will be here till the end.
And hopefully it's not as long as last night's either.
Let's take a look at the Braves starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at center field, B.J. Upton. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, bats second. Freddie Freeman hits third, followed by Evan Gattis and Jason Hayward. Justin Upton's in left field. He'll hit sixth. And the bottom third of Johnson, Ugla, and Julio Teheran. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Kyle Kendrick. Kendrick overall of the year 3-7, an ERA of 4.20. 99 hits and 94 and a third, but a lot of base runners overall. He has pitched better lately, which is the good news for the Phils.
Yeah, and it really is, and the reason why is he's getting the ball down in the zone, and he's throwing more cutters than you've seen in this past. I think last outing he threw about 37, 38 cutters, so for him he needs to work down in the strike zone. And as you see the scouting report, 88 to 91 mile-an-hour fastball, changeup, sinker. We also know about the curveball, and he's had a very good career against the Atlanta Braves.
All right, so the first batter he'll face is B.J. Upton, and here's the first pitch of the game. It's in there for a strike, so we're underway, and the count is no balls and one strike. Now, the vantage point where we're at, I don't know if you guys are a little more apt at this than I am, but telling pitches without looking at the screen is probably going to be the biggest test.
It will be, but it should be fun.
Like that was a cutter, right? No, that was a sinker.
No, it was a cutter.
See, I was right.
Yeah.
A little bit of a difference, 88, 89.
Yeah, there's the vantage point is different. The depth perception is a lot different, but it's going to be a lot different too with that ball coming towards us rather than going away from us.
1 ball, 1 strike to Upton, and he fouls it back, and it's 1-2. Up until his last start, Kyle Kendrick had been pitching well in the month of June. As Matt mentioned, he was keeping the ball down. There's the depth perception that Jamie was talking about. Last time out, he went 6 innings. He allowed 8 hits and 5 runs against the Cardinals. Breaking ball rolled toward the left side, in through the hole, and a base hit for B.J. Upton. Tonight's ball game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. So leadoff base runner for the Braves, and Andrelton Simmons will be the batter. Simmons is moved up to the 2-hole. In fact, it depends on who's in the lineup as to who's going to bat in the 2-hole for the Braves. If Tommy LaStella starts, then he'll probably be the 2-hole hitter. But it's Simmons, who's hitting .253 with 5 home runs. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Talking to Freddie Gonzalez today, I'll tell you, he's saying a lot of the same things that Ryan Sandberg is about his team's offense.
Yeah, they've got guys that have had really good careers earlier in their careers. Not that they're old, but they're kind of slumping this at this point in 2014 season and are not putting up the consistent numbers they once did.
That pitch was pretty close, a little low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I think it's very easy to break down Washington, Atlanta, Miami, Philadelphia, New York. Probably all the managers are saying the exact same thing. We're waiting for that one team to get on a roll to run away with this, but everyone right now, it seems like they want to keep it close the whole year.
Outside, 2-1. Freddie Gonzalez was saying today that he thinks for his team and a lot of teams in the National League East, nobody's gone on a run yet. He said his team's run has been maybe 6 or 7 games. He said for the most part, nobody's got any kind of a run.
Well, and it's very true, but you've got to put some consistency together to be on that run. You've got to get pitching, or you've got to get a couple guys in your lineup that are hot, that are going to carry the ball club through that run. And right now, none of these teams have been able to do that or sustain it, even if they've started a small run.
Freddie Freeman waits on deck. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Andrelton Simmons. Down low, ball 4, so he's walked him. A lot of those pitches were in really the same spots. the Toyota Major League scoreboard, and we have a pretty good view of the scoreboard now here. The Cubs defeated the Nationals 7-2 out at Wrigley. Baker was 3 for 3. John Baker, that is, with 4 RBIs and a run scored. So it's a half-game lead for the Washington Nationals right now. The Braves are 2 games over the 500 mark, and the Phillies 4.5 games back, 6 games under 500. Here's Freddie Freeman. Freeman hitting .286 with 12 homers and 37 runs batted in. Well, that one smoked deep to center field, out toward our vantage point.
Tom, get it, Tom!
Yeah! Not good that he hit a home run, but I was able to catch it.
Hold on.
We got to throw it back. I really wasn't really that good of a throw. Well,
we make sure we know that we weren't cheering because of the home run. We're cheering because you just made a great catch.
Yeah,
you don't use one hand though, Tom.
I'm lucky I caught that ball, Jake.
Now here you see, looks like a fastball, really middle in.
Yeah, cutter.
It really did cutter. Actually, it really didn't do anything. It just kind of hung there and up to Tom McCarthy.
Caught it right in the palm. So 3-0. Braves on top here in the top of the first. Evan Gattis is swinging a miss. It's 0-1. All right, so you're kind of torn. You know, you don't want to see a 3-run home run in the first inning, a pitch that was left up. My hand is killing me.
Well, the good thing is you threw it back.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that good of a throw. The padding in this glove is pretty much gone.
Yeah, how long have you had that glove, Tom?
I had it since I was in 8th grade. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes.
Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
Third batter of the game. Well, we kind of thought that maybe there was a chance. We were hoping it was going to be Marlon Byrd or Ryan Howard.
10th pitch of the game.
Oh, this has been a bugaboo for Kyle Kendrick. His first inning runs. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Evan Gattis. Evan Gattis is hitting .291 with 16 home runs and 29 runs batted in. Outside, 2-2. Now, we talked about first inning issues for Kyle. There was a spurt of games back in the month of April and the beginning part of May where he would give up home runs in the first inning, and this has been, you know, an issue. He seemed like he had gotten over it a couple starts ago. Swing and a miss, a good changeup. Now there's one away.
Well, you can see the difference between a well located pitch versus a ball that's in the middle of the zone. And here you see the bottom dropping out of that changeup, and Gattis really they've been pitching him in pretty hard. You now throw something soft in there, and he's reacting to the fastball, not the changeup.
Well, this is the point where he kind of settles in after he gives up some first inning runs. Jason Hayward is the batter. Hayward 8 home runs, 29 runs batted in, and he hits that one off the third base side now to play, and it's 0-1. Hayward was the leadoff hitter, but they've moved him down toward the middle because Freddie Gonzalez is trying to get some more offense for his squad. He said he likes Hayward here. He said he doesn't know if there's going to be a point where he moves him back to the leadoff spot. I think part of it is whether he can do it against lefties and righties. 1 ball and 1 strike. Change up, and it's 2-1. By the way, that home run, in case you didn't mark it off earlier this week, was an estimated 425 feet. 3 balls and 1 strike. For Freeman, his 13th home run. He now has 40 runs batted in. And there's ball 4. So the second walk of the inning. All right, if you're Cameron Rupp, Jamie, what is he going out to talk to Kendrick about right here?
Well, again, Kyle's got to get himself ahead in some counts. Force early contact. Again, when we've seen Kyle be an effective pitcher, he's getting early count contact and letting his defense play the game behind him.
And for Cameron, getting a chance to catch him here today. Obviously, the news before the ball game that Carlos Ruiz was placed on the 7-day disabled list with concussion-like symptoms. So Cameron's going to get a chance to do a little catching over the next week or so.
Oh, and I'm sure he's very familiar with the pitching staff.
Sure.
You know, if you're a catcher, you get acclimated really quick to your pitching staff.
Here's Justin Upton with a runner at first, and Upton takes a fastball off the outside corner. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Justin hitting .275 with 16 home runs and 42 runs batted in. 2 for 21 against the Phillies.
When at this point, Kyle's missed a lot of balls down and away off the plate or just off the plate. You know, he's 22 pitches into the game. He needs to start making some adjustments here.
And his misses aren't the area where guys are thinking about swinging at. They're far enough off where they recognize early it's going to be a ball and they're just letting it go. But Jamie made a great point. He has to get ahead in the start.
Fly ball to center field. It's not deep. Utley coming out. Revere coming in. Revere took a look at Utley and it dropped in front of him. And everybody's safe. Well, we've said it time and time again this year, and we'll say it again. That's a ball that needs to be caught.
Yeah, that's a ball that hung up there a long time. I think the wind may be playing some games here a little bit, but the ball was up there a long time. And if you're an outfielder, you need to know what the elements are doing, but how long this ball hangs up.
Yeah, when Revere took a glance at Chase, that's where you knew that there was going to be a problem.
And it started from his initial jump. He took off about 3 or 4 steps to his left. Then he realized the ball wasn't hit as far and then tried to come in. And that's the reason why he couldn't get there. I think it comes back to the same thing we talked about Dominic Brown the other day. Freeze, read it, then go.
So now runners on first and second. Chris Johnson's the batter. He'll take a strike.
Well, the other side of this too is when you're not throwing strikes, you watch the defense. We're a lot closer to the defense now.
Yeah.
See guys standing, and they're just you're waiting. They're waiting. Instead of quick, we've seen when guys are throwing strikes, they're ready to play.
Off the hands, out of play, and it's 0-2. Well, this is the vantage point that you're talking about. The sun is sort of off to our right, and you can see it down splashed onto the field, but we get a chance to see Marlon Byrd, Ben Revere, John Mayberry, and you kind of watch the body language of the players. Not that they're doing it intentionally, but this is a long first inning.
Well, you sit on your heels. You're standing there like you sit back on your heels, and after ball 1, ball 2, you just kind of get lazy a little bit in the outfield. And
there's a fly ball out toward right center. Revere is under it. Tagging at second is Hayward. And Hayward will go to third. So Johnson's retired. The Braves have first and third with 2 men down. All right, guys. It's time now for our keys to today's ball game, and we do promise that they were before you put them together before the game started.
Well, my first key is adjust to Tehran's adjustments. This is his 3rd start against the Phillies before the All-Star break. First outing, he threw a lot of fastballs. Had a very good game. Last game, he wasn't quite as successful in Atlanta. A week later, he's now going to pitch against Philadelphia back in Philadelphia. I'm sure he's going to make some adjustments. The offense needs to make those too.
And I think we should have probably showed this before the game started, but Phillies wanted you guys to hit us a souvenir, not the Braves.
Right. Phillies hit us the souvenir, but it was Freddie Freeman who provided the first souvenir. Well, here's Dan Uggla, and Uggla takes a changeup for a strike, and it's 0-1. Actually, that was a curveball. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. That was a changeup, and it's 0-2.
All right, one would think that Dan Uggla, with not as much playing time as he's used to having, would be quite aggressive here in these first couple at bats.
5 for 62 with 2 strikes. Yeah, so he's trying to make up for lost time. That ball's rocketed foul off the facing of the Braves dugout.
It also tells me you probably don't need to throw him a strike with 2 strikes.
Well, you had a lot of success against Dan Uggla. He's a little different hitter, but I think you're right on with that. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he can be a free swinger. At times he could be patient, but you've got to respect his power, which is elevated out over the plate, and he'll cheat on the ball in at times.
Runner goes from first, excuse me, and it remains 0-2. So Justin Upton goes back to first. It's 3-0 Atlanta, thanks to a 3-run home run by Freddie Freeman. He nearly offered that curveball, and it's 1-2. Well, if you're wondering about the bullpen, it is rested, even though they have worked. It's been 1 inning at a time. B.J. Rosenberg did not work last night. They don't have to worry about using a relief pitcher or losing a player before the night game tomorrow. They can just add a 26th player. And that's going to be Sean O'Sullivan, who will start tomorrow. One ball and 2 strikes to Uggla. The pitcher Tehran is on deck. And he tried to get him to chase after a changeup, and it's 2-2. Right idea, though?
Yeah, it is the right idea, but you need an out here. You really, if you can get this 3rd out and start with the pitcher as your leadoff hitter the next inning. I mean, anyway, you got to get out of this inning any way you look at it. But if you can you're ahead of Uggla here, you can get him out and have the pitcher lead off the next inning would be a blessing. This would be the positive of the inning.
Swing and a miss. He got it with a changeup, and the side is finally retired. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Kyle Kendrick, but he allows a 3-run home run to Freddie Freeman. So the Braves take the early lead for Freeman. It's home run number 13. Sorry I didn't use 2 hands, Jamie. I apologize deeply. We'll be back for the bottom of the first. The Phillies coming up. 3-0. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in center field, Ben Revere. Jimmy Rollins, the shortstop, bats second. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and Marlon Byrd. Cody Ashley, the third baseman, bats sixth. In the bottom third of John Mayberry, Cameron Rupp, and Kyle Kendrick. And they will face right-hander Julio Teheran, 6-8 on the year, with a 2.41 earned run average, making his 17th start of the season. We saw him earlier this year. This guy was, he was very good. His fastball had some good life. They say his fastball is kind of getting toward the middle of the plate a little bit.
Yeah, and after a great start to his season, he's tailed off a little bit. He's got a 6-5 record. His velocity's dropped a little bit, and he's now starting to going from a guy who really relied heavily on his fastball, now backing off of that and using his changeup a little bit more. He's got 17 innings and given up against the Phillies this year and given up 1 earned run.
Well, now the Phils have some work to do, down 3-0, and obviously they don't have to get it all back in this first inning. It'd be nice to kind of chip away early in this first inning.
And it starts with Ben getting on base and being patient, seeing some pitches. Make sure you can get guys on base, but like you said, don't try to do it with one swing.
Beer takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Ben hitting .275. He has a home run and 9 runs batted in. Back toward the middle and into center field, a base hit. Oh, that's a good way to start it. And now Ben, 21 stolen bases on the year. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Linda Collins of Pottstown, PA. Phillies hit a home run in today's ballgame, and Linda will win $100. And congratulations to Eleanor Radcliffe of Mays Landing, who won $200 on Chase Utley's walk-off home run. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Rollins hitting .250 with 8 homers and 29 runs batted in. And the first pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Rollins 4 for 21 so far against the Braves with 5 strikeouts. Some of the lifetime numbers for the Phillies regulars are outstanding against Atlanta. Chopper back toward the mound. This might be 2. There's 1, 2. That was a perfect feed. And quickly there's 2 away on just 3 pitches.
Well, that's, again, utilizing your fastball. And that's, the Phillies have seen 3 pitches, and 3 sinkers, 3 fastballs, and, base hit, double play. I mean, that's how effective one pitch can be if you can locate it or have movement with it.
Well, here's Chase. Chase had a home run, of course, in the Marlins series that sent everybody home with a little additional fireworks. First pitch to him in this at bat is taken for a strike, and it's 0-1.
We saw it with the Phillies on that most previous road trip where they scored a lot of runs early. It gives the pitcher an opportunity to kind of breathe a little bit and kind of stick out his elbows. And I think that's what's going to happen here with Teheran tonight. He's got a 3-run lead. He can use his fastball a little bit more and force the Phillies to bunch a couple hits together to score some runs.
Prior to the ballgame, we had heard there might be a lineup change. There wasn't for the Braves, but now there is. Gerald Laird is doing the catching, so Gaddis is out. No balls and 2 strikes to Utley. And he fouls it away. Matt Utley had a few good swings in last night's ballgame. You think he's finding himself out of that offensive funk he was in?
Yeah, and I think it all starts with we talked about maybe being a little tippy-toe hitter as he was taking his approach. Even his takes, he goes up on his tippy toes, which tells me that his balance is going towards home plate too much. But now we're starting to see the ball. His timing is very good right now.
Inside, 1-2. Matt, our camera operator, is about 2 rows in front of us, and that's the shot that he's capturing right now. One-two pitch to Utley. Curveball, and it's in there for a call. Strike 3, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We'll go to the second. It's the Braves 3 and the Phillies nothing. Night doubleheader. First pitch for game 1 is at 2:05. Game 2 is at 7:15. Sunday at 1:35. First pitch. All fans 14 and under will receive the Dominic Brown jersey from the Rothman Institute. You can get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Julio Teheran takes strike 2. It's 0-2. All right, it's just a 3-0 ball game. So the Phillies are hoping that Kyle Kendrick can settle in here. Teheran, a 108 career hitter. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kendrick. He has 3 now. And for one away, we'll go to B.J. Upton and Greg Murphy standing by. Murph, where you at, buddy?
Well, we found a pretty good seat for today's ball game, Tom, and give you an update on Cliff Lee if we can. He threw some live batting practice today to 3 of his teammates, Cesar Hernandez, Tony Gwynn Jr., and Ronnie Cedeno. He threw 20 pitches, then he sat back down, got back up a little bit later on, threw another 20 pitches, and told reporters after the game he could have kept going. He felt pretty good. So the plan is to do that probably one more time in 3 days from now, and then a rehab assignment. So certainly moving in the right direction is Cliff Lee, guys. Yeah,
I mean, Matt, you went down and watched a little of what he was doing. His fastball had some pretty good jump on it.
He did. He really didn't look like he missed any time at all. And even though he throws a lot of strikes, that's what he does, and that's what he did today.
Ground ball to shortstop. Rollins will throw B.J. Upton out. There's 2 away. All right, so Murphy, you coming out with us here?
Yeah, I might come out, but I'll be honest with you, Tom. I found a pretty good spot to watch the game. And I got a good vantage point, and I got some air conditioning.
Well, you got your family's pictures up there?
Yeah. I got some cheesesteak spring rolls from the good folks at Aramark.
That is so awesome.
Thank you.
How do you do it, Murph?
So I don't know. I might see it maybe later.
That's hysterical. Look at the pictures of his kids in the background.
I hope you don't mind.
No, they look great.
I still can't believe what I saw in the first inning, to be honest.
What are you talking about?
But now the Phils need to get them back, as you guys pointed out.
Now Drelton Simmons pulls it through the hole on the left side. A 2-out single. All right, that'll be Freddie Freeman to the plate. You guys want to wear my glove this time?
No, but I think it's safe to say that you could probably put it away because the chances of you catching 2 in one game.
Seriously.
I have the confidence you will. I have the confidence you'll catch 2 in one game. But the
being hit here.
Being hit here. But what kills me, what I like right here is watch the concentration. It's the catch. And we need to work on the form of throwing the ball back just a little bit.
Well, I wanted to throw it where nobody was. I didn't want to hurt anybody.
No.
I was trying to look out for the safety. That one's pulled toward the alley in right center field. It's going to go to the wall, and Simmons on his way to third. He may have a chance to score. They're waving him home. Freeman pulls into second. It's an RBI double. And it's 4-0. Braves on top. So Freddie Freeman has all 4 RBIs.
Another fastball. Seemed like right down the middle of the plate.
Out over the plate.
The first last one, the one that hit the home run to Tom, was a little cutter that came back towards the middle of the plate. And that was a fastball outer half that got his arms extended and drove it to right center.
Well, I think it's safe to say he is, with Gaddis out of the lineup now, with Gerald Laird coming up, even with Gaddis in, Freeman's probably their best hitter. Not their best power hitter, but their best hitter. Gerald Laird hits this one to center field straight away, playable for Revere. Now the side is retired, but another run scores for Atlanta. An RBI double by Freddie Freeman to the gap in right center field. Middle of the second, it's the Braves 4 and the Phillies nothing. When you're on the go, be the first to know breaking news on all your Philly teams right from your smartphone. Download the free CSN Philly Sports app today. Oh, with the NHL draft going on across the street, you get to have that app right now on the heels of not only the World Cup, but also the NBA draft last night. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Phillies trail at 4-0. Ryan Howard, Marlon Byrd, and Cody Ashe. By the way, the breeze out here is phenomenal.
It sure is. Beats the breeze in the booth. Don't get me wrong, the booth is a great place.
Right, and Matt's fan works really well.
Yeah, but this out here, I don't know. This is the catch me out.
I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, so many people know that this is the greatest ballpark in baseball, and for so many reasons.
Check this out.
Huh? Is that from Bull?
Matt just put in his order for dinner.
This is from Bull.
Wow.
You know, so needless to say, Murph, I think we got you beat.
I think we won up Murph here with this one. Got some ribs.
Got a home run ball.
Got a home run ball, that's right. Ryan Howard hits one off the third base bag and out of play. Got some pulled pork, got some roast beef. Bull, I told him yesterday, I said, hey, we're going to be out in Ashburn Alley. He looked at me, he said, where? And I said, section 148. He said, why? Well, we walked past him as we walked over here tonight. Ryan Howard fouls it. It's 0-2. Howard hitting .246, 14 home runs, and 50 runs batted in. He's got a season worth of numbers lifetime against the Atlanta Braves.
Actually, we can wave to the people in the plane flying overhead. Look at, they tipped their wings to us. Huh?
Everybody knows where we are tonight, Jamie.
Well, they know you caught that home run ball.
I got to get the padding fixed in this glove. Although I probably need to get a new glove.
I think if you caught it in the pocket, you'd be fine. I think you caught it kind of in the heel.
Yeah,
at least it didn't bounce out.
Thank goodness it didn't bounce out. Howard is down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tehran. One away here in the second. Our very talented camera operator, Matt, he knew where it was going, and he knew that there was going to be some success. Jimmy Sullivan, who's out here as well, he kind of ducked away. Matt, I do appreciate your reaction. That was outstanding. And then Jamie made me feel guilty. I had to throw it back. One away. Marlon Byrd is the batter. Byrd, 265 hitter with 13 home runs. I have to admit, like that ball right there, I totally lost where it was going. I knew it was going to the right, but I had no idea where it was going.
Did it tail at all? Did it tail at all?
I don't know how you outfielders are able to do this. Oh, nice grab. Off the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'll tell you what, we better get eating here because we're going to have a table full of food here.
Federal donuts.
Oh, is that what that is?
Well, it's fried chicken, but there's some donuts in there too.
Oh my gosh.
Is this all we needed to do? Was come out in the stands to get all this?
Wow. You know, there is a lot of great food at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Byrd.
Welcome to my world, boys.
You still sitting up in the booth?
No, I'm coming out there. Oh. Well, I am right now, yeah. Caught.
Murph, there's a camera there, buddy.
Yeah.
You can never get away with anything. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marlin. Marlin smokes one to right center field. Hayward on the run, jumps, and he makes the catch. A foot from the scoreboard. And there are 2 outs.
Hey, Murph, can you illustrate Tom's catch up there?
I don't know. Well,
you know how to use that thing to your right?
I think I could probably figure it out.
Pretty good thought on your part, Jamie. If we ever need anything illustrated tonight, Murph can do it. Or Carl Graber, our statistician, he's up there too.
All right, the ball was hit pretty deep.
Oh, that's
there are
good.
you 3 right here.
Nice, Murph.
There's Tom, eyes closed.
No.
1 hand too, Murph. 1 hand.
Murph, you got to clear the bottom left, buddy.
Oh, my bad. That was a heck of a catch.
Were my eyes closed? Ground ball foul. And it's 0-2. Time now for our Geico quote of the day. Now this one comes from Chase Utley on Cody Ashley's progress. It seems like he's getting better every day. He's a hard worker, and I imagine he's going to continue to improve, not only defensively, but offensively. He's going to be fun to watch. Honestly, I think we could probably all agree to that.
Yeah, I think since he's come back from his injury and his rehab stint, he looks like a different ball player. He really does. He's playing with confidence. He's aggressive. And even his outs are not easy outs. If you recall on the road, his first game back, he hit the ball, three times, I think, in his first game back. He had nothing to show for it but an offer. But he should have felt good how he swung for the day for how he swung the bat.
Fights that one off into shallow left field toward the line. And Upton can't get to it. He slides into foul territory and it goes off his glove. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a long run from Upton in the left field. Slides. Just off the edge of the right. I'm agreeing with Jamie what he said about the wind. It seems like it's pushing away from the outfielders a little bit.
Yeah. And some of these fly balls off the bat, it looks like it's kind of jumping to the edge of the infield. And once it's starting to approach the outfield, it looks like the wind's hitting it, kind of knocking it down a little bit. But as we know, the wind can swirl in the ballpark.
I remember Raul Ibanez was the first one to tell me that after all the years that we were watching games here. Popped him up right in front of the plate. Laird will give way to Tehran, and the side is retired. Phillies go down in order. We've completed our first 2. We got a little work to do, boys, as we go to the 3rd. Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, everybody, here's the question. Which 300-game winner had the fewest number of complete games? Which 300-game winner had the fewest number of complete games? Think about it. If you get it right, you'll get your choice of a Federal donut,
beans,
some chicken, and we'll give the answer in just a little bit. Plenty of food. We'll go to the top of the 3rd. Jason Hayward will foul it off. It's 0-1. Hayward walked his first time up. Hayward hitting .252. They talk about prototypical leadoff hitters. Freddie Gonzalez was saying today, they really don't have one. They're going to kind of try to mix and match as the season goes on.
Yeah, if you look at some of their hitters' histories, they have a.
That one's hit well. It's going to hook foul, though.
If you look at some of their hitters' histories, they have a number of guys that can be 3-hole, 4-hole, 5-hole types of hitters in their lineup. They're not necessarily hitting to those numbers this year, but they have in their past. But you're right, they don't have that prototypical leadoff hitter, speedy guy that can steal a lot of bases.
Honestly, there are a lot of teams that don't anyway. Just a bit low, and it's 2-2. Well, they are aggressive. When we take a look at our Mazda leaders, the highest percentage of first swings. They're at 34%. 2-2 pitch. Foul ball over the third base dugout. It is funny, though, we talk about prototypical leadoff hitters, that this team has one, this team doesn't. But I guess we're talking more about most teams not having a prototypical leadoff hitter nowadays compared to, 15, 20 years ago. Another one fouled away.
Well, 10, 15 years ago, your top 3 hitters were guys that could really run. They could run, steal bases. The line was Shields, Marquise Grissom, and Larry Walker. Back in the day with the Montreal Expos, those 3 guys get on base, and they just were running everywhere.
Up the first base line, and that one will roll foul. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I also believe, too, you're starting to go back a little bit in history or in time with the game, that one hole or one leadoff guy, second hole hitter, handled the bat. They'd choke up. They'd hit behind a runner. You know, they'd bunt. They'd push a ball. You know, they had the ability to handle. They were forced. That was what was expected of them in that era of baseball. In today's era of baseball, that's not what's expected of that type of hitter. And you look at, you know, some leadoff hitters have power. 2-hole hitters have power. 3-hole hitters obviously have power. You know, almost all the way down through the lineup.
Swing and a miss. Rupp will block it. And there's one away. And the reason we bring it up is just Hayward has been basically the Braves leadoff hitter up until just about 10 days ago when the Phillies were in Atlanta. Oh, one away. Justin Upton's coming up. Upton singled up the middle his first time up. It was a bloop that should have been caught.
Well, if anything gives you any indication of how Kyle's throwing the ball today, that was his 50th pitch in the first out of the third inning. Again, here's a guy that has to rely on his sinker, his changeup, and his cutter down. He's been forced to throw a lot of pitches, actually 49th pitch, excuse me. A little distracted out here tonight. There's a lot of other things going on where you're trying to pay attention. I'm just being honest. You know, the game, and it's fun watching the game out here, but there's so much other, you know, I'm looking at so many different things because we don't have this vantage point from the booth.
You know, I was looking at is the Fanavision, the live shots on the Fanavision, and how beautiful that is.
I honestly haven't even looked at that board yet. I almost feel like it's not there because I feel like I'm watching a new game from this vantage point.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm finally getting a start in the outfield.
One ball and one strike to Justin Upton. Boy, he's just missed him with a couple of those pitches. 2-1. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, the A's lead the Marlins 2-0. Jed Lowry has an RBI for the Athletics. Mentioned already, the Nationals have lost today, so the East can change the landscape of it by tomorrow. Brian Sandberg is very realistic about his team, but he also knows, just as Freddie Gonzalez said today, that he doesn't care what anybody says. This division is up for grabs. That's a good pitch. Cutter on the outside part of the plate. There are 2 outs here in the third.
Well, he's starting to get down in the zone a little bit. With Hayward strikeout, change him down, and that's that front door cutter that freezes the right-handers. It's just nice to see him get out in front of those pitches and basically bury the bottom of the strike zone.
Cameron Rupp really framed that ball very well.
There's Chris Johnson, who fly to center his first time up. He pulls that one foul.
And here's a guy in Chris Johnson, you know he can't go up to the plate in probably 2 at-bats and not swing at a first pitch. His first at-bat he took, here he swung at the first pitch curveball.
Out toward Rollins. Jimmy stays with it. And the side is retired.
Okay, here we go. Going in the bottom of third, and there's our friend Tom handing out donuts to all of his new friends out here in the outfield. What a great night here in we'll call it left center field. And we'll see you all back here coming back from commercial break.
Call 1-800-JEF now for an appointment. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota, where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Oh, bottom of the third, Phillies trail at 4-0. John Mayberry, Cameron Rupp, Kyle Kendrick. Those are the scheduled hitters for the Phillies. Mayberry hitting .224 with 5 home runs. 20 runs batted in. That one's back over the head of the screen, and it's 0-1. So, Matt, when you were throwing to kids in the stands when you were warming up, did people start figuring it out? Did they start to clamor and try to play catch with you?
You know, actually, it was in 2001. I mean, it was awesome in 2001 with the Cubs. That's where I started doing it. It's just something I carried over, and I would do it everywhere I went. It was just fun. I mean, I did it in Philadelphia when I was with the Blue Jays. I would come in and someone would have a glove on. I'd tell them to stand up, and I usually did it almost every inning.
Yeah.
And the organization wouldn't be very happy because I ended up giving the ball away, which was a lot of baseballs during with home runs and batting practice and balls that I would give away in between innings. Who cares? It was fun. It's all for the fans, and it was a good time.
Well, I thought it was cool. I mean, because obviously we watched you play, and I vaguely remember it. But when I was telling Bob about it today, Bob Stumpo was the Phillies bullpen catcher, great guy, played at Westchester, was in the Phillies organization. He had kind of a smile on his face, and I thought it was pretty neat to see you sort of recount that, something that you did when you were a player. By the way, we gave him the wrong map to get here, so we apologize to everybody that he's fumbling over on his way over to this area. He's not going to have any popcorn left by the time he gets here. Oh, that's tremendous. Ground ball back toward the middle. Simmons misses it. So does Ugla. It doesn't matter. They weren't going to get Mayberry anyway. Second hit of the night for the Phillies. Uh-oh, here he comes. Matt, you better hide those baked beans. He's going to knock them everywhere. These poor people. This gentleman here in the beard, he's like, I got nothing to do with this. I am out of here. We did tell everybody we were going to be out here, and we didn't know who was going to come with us. Oh, geez. Some great stuff. Surprise. Thank you, Fanatic. Thank you.
Hey, you think the Fanatic knows that you caught a home run here today?
I think he does.
He does?
You want my glove? First base's mitt. We're big guys. We have to play first base.
Hall of Fame's coming to get that glove right there.
That's it. All right. You guys can take over from here because I can't see a thing.
Oh, man on first base. 1 ball, no strikes.
What a boy, Matt.
Fastball up in the zone. 2-0.
Cameron Rupp up for the first time. Still looking for his first hit here in the big leagues. You're just joining us. You've missed a lot, but you've also missed the Carlos Ruiz on the DL with concussion. And hopefully he'll be out for just these 7 days. That one's hit foul down the right field line. Hayward's going to give it a look. But it's out of play. Matt, we saw this last night, obviously. Hit the ear flap, but he was a little woozy today.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter the off speed or not. It's a breaking ball that hits him right square in the ear. And
if you pay attention to that replay, you can really hear how that ball hit his ear flap.
And I was talking to Carlos last night. And we saw him when we were walking up, and I asked him how he was, and he didn't look so good.
No.
I mean, it's a scary situation, and I've been hit in the head before, and it's not a thing we want to be.
The Phillies will hit it to another double play. It's their second one of the ball game. Fanatic thought that Cameron Rupp was safe. Can't see everything out here, big boy. Well, we survived the Fanatic.
Not yet. He might be back.
I think he found something a little bit better. He's not going to jump, is he? Kendrick takes a strike. It's 0-1. Hey, by the way, are we responsible for cleaning up out here?
No, they have these people, the employees that come through it whenever after everybody leaves, and they have these big blowers and they blow everything around.
Okay. We'll try to clean up as best we can, but there's a lot of stuff here.
I think Matt will probably take the doggy bags out here, maybe. Matt will take the ribs home.
By the way, the donuts, Federal Donuts, you get them warm. Oh, and they're warm. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kendrick. That'd be a pretty good spot, too, to watch the game. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
I'd like to talk to the hitters when they're on deck if I was sitting up there.
Yeah, I don't know if. When they're on deck?
Yeah,
you can
that'd
do
be
that.
kind of fun.
Maybe take a selfie with them or something. And Kendrick is struck out, so the Phillies are retired. 3 strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Julio Teheran. Well, it's not always our fault that our area is messy. In this case, it certainly wasn't our fault, but we'll give him a pass. Top of the 4th. 3 runs in the first for the Braves. Jimmy Rollins is the Phillies' all-time hit leader. Big Time Bats is releasing this full-size bat that is limited and sells for $109.95. Call now at 1-866-280-BATS or log on to BigTimeBats.com. Oh, it's a gorgeous night here in Philadelphia, and everybody get a chance to soak in what is a great atmosphere, always has been, always will be. It's his 9th birthday. Phillies trail at 4-0 as we go to the top of the 4th. And Dan Uggla fouls the first pitch off. Uggla struck out his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. On the outside corner. Braves are a little confused as to what to do with Dan Uggla. They have Tommy La Stella. And Uggla just continues to struggle offensively. He doesn't play a whole lot, but he's playing tonight because he has good numbers here at Citizens Bank Park, but overall hitting just .161. Freddie Gonzalez was saying today, he said, I've been up front with him. And I think that's one thing that you can always be pleased about if you're players, if your manager is up front. I mean, you guys know better than I do. Doesn't make it easier.
No, it doesn't make it easier, but it's, you know, when you get opportunities, and Dan obviously hasn't gotten the consistent opportunity that he once had been getting. But when you get opportunities, you got to show that you're ready and that you can contribute to the ball club. And I think when you show the manager that, he's going to be more apt to put you in some different types of situations.
2-2 is pulled into left field, a base hit. So Uggla's aboard. Want an organizational success? Get a Dymo LM160 label maker for the shocking price of $9.99. Available exclusively at WB Mesa during June only. The official labeling partner of the Phillies. How about this style? Look how low he is to the ground trying to sacrifice that ball.
Small strike zone.
It's actually perfect technique.
Well, it was pretty good technique.
Just keep that barrel in front of home plate.
If that ball bores in on him, though, he's going to have some trouble.
It's a hit by a pitch, go to first. Ice it later.
Well, he takes a whack at that one. One ball with one strike to Tayrod. He struck out his only time up. And he butts it back toward the mound. Kendrick off the hill. And his only play is to first. So the sacrifice is successful. It's now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag #PhillyFanPhoto. By the way, it looks like there may have been some kind of interference. Anyway, use your hashtag #PhillyFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. We'll have to look at this again. I mean, the bunt was back to the mound. There's no issues there. Rupp, oh, right there. See, that's. I understand that he has the right to the baseline, but he wasn't. That wasn't going to be close at first base.
No.
I think if you're the umpire, you have to use your judgment.
That's the key word there, Tom. Judgment.
Seriously.
I'm being dead serious with you. There's no way. But you can, in this game of baseball, you can't assume anything.
Well, it's true. I mean, Rupp did bump into him.
You know, credit Rupp for getting out of his haunches there and getting, making an attempt to that ball. But yeah, well, because of the position Tayron is in, if you notice, he bunted that ball and his back foot actually went backwards after he bunted that ball. He took a back step, and then he had to gain, forward momentum, which delayed him in getting out of the box.
All right, now that's not reviewable. Now that's something they could have talked about.
How's that scored?
Well, it's going to be a sacrifice, and I think we have to wait and see. I think they're going to give an error to Cameron Rupp. I think that's what you have to do in that spot, and that's what we've been told. Sacrifice E2.
So catcher's interference.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Well, it's basically it's a swing. If he takes a swing and hit his glove,
yeah.
Catcher's interference E2.
The only difference here is that it is a time at bat. Yeah. Oh no, it's not a time at bat. It's a sacrifice. Excuse me. No balls and one strike to B.J. Upton. So much of this game is based on judgment. I think you have to look at the entire scope of the play. He wasn't going 100%. He was out by a mile. And it remains 0-2, but by rule. And now for Kendrick, he's got to settle in here with the count 0-2.
The Braves are on their third time around in the order.
In the fourth.
And we haven't gone through it once. Should be very fortunate. It's 4-0, and that's it.
Good point, Matt.
Yeah, the fact that they scored just 3 runs in the first, all 3 on that home run, and then didn't get anything, even though they set 8 men to the plate after that. And now time is called. This, I guess, you could expect a little bit. I mean, Rupp hasn't caught Kendrick all that much. You got runners on first and second.
Oh, and you want to be sure the pitches you're throwing, it's an 0-2 count. You know, obviously you want to be smart here. You're not necessarily looking to throw a strike, looking to drive him off the plate, or you're trying to nibble somewhere where he's going to take an awkward swing if he's going to swing the bat.
Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the thing I've noticed, you know, now seeing B.J. Upton in these 2 recent series, it looks like he's having a lot of struggles this year offensively, and his struggles are the ball in and elevated. It seems like he has a hole around his belt, and in that ball running down and away, he will chase, you know, shoulders and above, but he will chase on the plate, short and on the plate. And I think his plate discipline is not where it used to be, from my perspective.
Yeah, if you were scouting him as a pitcher.
When you get ahead of him, you normally don't have to throw him a strike. And I got to believe with guys in scoring position, it's even more so.
1 ball, 2 strikes to B.J. Upton. It's not a bad pitch. It just was a little too low. He didn't offer at it. It's 2-2. Douglas at second base. His base hit ended an 0-for-15 stretch. Terranza at first, thanks to a sacrifice E2. And now it's 3-2.
He took those 3 pitches almost like he knew what was coming.
Well, they've faced him so many times. Swing and a miss. He got it. That's 6 strikeouts for Kyle Kenner. That's a lot of strikeouts for Kyle in the 4th inning.
It is, but it's far too many pitches in the 4th inning. But here he throws a good fastball that runs in. Actually, it's really on the plate. B.J. Upton just missed that pitch. Flat out missed it. Again, that's the pitch I was talking about that he's not getting to.
Probably should have thrown that pitch 0-2. Would have saved him 4 pitches as well.
Exactly.
Instead of trying to be so fine, low and away with the changeup then.
And he really hasn't had command of that part of the plate tonight. Or it's not a strike.
Well, here's Simmons. He's 1 for 1. He has scored a couple runs, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. That's interesting. You talk about being too fine. Is he trying to be too fine? Is that what one of his issues is?
Again, that's, you know, when he seems to struggle, he's using a smaller portion of the plate, or he's missing off the plate instead of trusting his stuff. We've talked about this in detail this year. Use the bottom of the zone and going below the zone and trust your stuff.
That one's a grounder toward third, a foul ball, just foul. Ted Barrett's the third base umpire. He's the crew chief, and he made that call.
You see so many pitchers who have success where they just start by locating their fastball, and they may add and subtract to the velocity of their fastball, but it's all about the location. And to me, that's the most important thing. If you can start to locate that, and if you can have command of it on both sides of the plate and occasionally elevate it, now all of a sudden the hitter can't pick a side of the plate even with your fastball. Then if you have a secondary pitch that you can throw for a strike, it makes a big difference, and it makes it easier to pitch.
Fly ball out toward left center field. That's pretty well hit. Coming more our direction. Revere on the run, and he makes the catch. Ugla will tag and go to third. Tehran stays at first. So a long fly ball out. But the breeze kind of helped that a little bit, Matt.
I think so too. And like Jamie said earlier, once this ball goes past the dirt and hits into the outfield, he has a nice swing. It looks like he got it right on the barrel. Finishes high, gets a nice carry. Ben does a nice job running the ball down in left center. But again, it's a ball that has to get down in the zone. Too much plate right now. Ball's up in the zone. Luckily, that ball didn't get hit out of the ballpark. And like you mentioned, Tom, the wind did knock that down a little bit.
Well, now Bob McClure is going out to the mound. The reason is Freddie Freeman is the batter. Home run and a double. He's got 4 RBIs. Would you walk him intentionally here?
And he's seen 2 pitches.
Yeah.
And I don't. He's probably swinging the bat quite well right now, quite confident. And as you said, Tom, these guys have faced each other a lot. So it's having the ability to adapt. Maybe take something off of a fastball right here, first pitch. Throw him that fastball, but take something off of it, get him to roll over it. Here's the first pitch in the first inning is a cutter that doesn't get in. And the gentleman there in the blue shirt catches it in center field, one-handed. He needs to go back and get some catching lessons.
Yeah, my mind was wandering.
So was your other hand.
Yeah. Now they are going to go after him. They throw him something soft, a curveball or a changeup. So he swung at the first pitch all 3 times.
Hey, he's first pitch aggressive. He's obviously seeing the ball well, very comfortable at the plate. What's the matter? Nothing wrong with moving his feet right here. You got nothing to lose.
Ryan Howard's playing behind at first base, kind of baiting him to see if he'll still second base or not.
There's a good sinker off the body. That's a pitch we haven't seen much recently from Kyle as an effective pitch. In St. Louis, what we talked about, he didn't really throw that pitch that much. And if I recall, he didn't throw it a whole lot in Atlanta in his previous start either. Where early in the season, that was his go-to pitch. Now you got to be smart here. 0-2.
Change up, and he misses 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And again, you don't see too many uncomfortable swings by the Braves tonight. They're very comfortable at home plate on their takes, on their swings, on the ball in off the plate. It's not very far in. They're very comfortable at home plate. These are comfortable at bats, and when you have comfortable at bats, you just lay all over the plate, don't you, Matt? Dig in and let her rip.
Yes, you do.
Fouled that one away. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners on first and third here at the top of the 4th inning. 33 pitches in the first, but now he's starting to get up there here in the 4th. 22. Nothing going on in the Phillies bullpen just yet.
Oh, and here's another situation where you're getting beat up a little bit. You show the other team, hey, I'm not going to roll over here. I'm going to still pitch aggressively.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Threw a backdoor cutter. And the side is retired. 7 strikeouts for Kendrick. No runs, 1 hit. And 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies trail it 4-0. Your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer. Shop Honda.com. Buy McDonald's. Any size hot or iced coffee is just $1. McDonald's. I'm loving it. And buy Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Well, we're kind of soaking it in out here at center field at Citizens Bank Park. It's aside from the score, it's been an unbelievable experience out here. The weather's been awesome. The breeze is rolling around. So while we're here, we're wondering what's going on up here in our booth behind home plate. And we're always a little worried about, hey,
Frank's in there eating ice cream.
Whoa, Frank, what's going on up there?
Frank, who serves us ice cream on a nightly basis.
Whoa.
Oh, we love Frank. Frank serves us ice cream in the lunchroom. The people that work here at Citizens Bank Park in the lunchroom up in the press box are some of the best people, some of the nicest people you will ever meet. And we're gone, so they've decided that they're going to take over our spot. Oh, that was great.
Frank the ice cream man.
Hey, Frank gave himself a pretty good sundae there, too. Did you see? Had some whipped cream. Had some chocolate sauce. No balls and one strike to Ben Revere. It's good that Frank's up there, though, because we always worry that Carl Graver is going to get a little bored without anybody up there. There's Frank. I think Frank knows he's on television.
I don't think he knows it. I don't think he really cares. Because he's enjoying that ice cream. He looks natural up there.
He really does. 2 balls and 1 strike to Revere. Well, we've lost somebody.
I think we sent. Didn't we send Jamie upstairs?
Is he going to get ice cream?
I think he went up either to take the ice cream or take the room back.
I have to admit, I didn't realize that he walked away. That ball's pulled out toward right center field. On the run is Hayward. He can't get it. It's going to roll to the base of the scoreboard. Revere's on his way to third, and he's going to get there standing. Just barely. A leadoff triple. Triple number 5. And Ben is 2 for 2. That's a pretty good poke right there.
Oh, it was. And all the outfielders are shifted so far opposite field. I didn't think Hayward would have a chance of getting at this ball in right center, but fastball down the zone. Ben has been swinging the bat better of late, and he's back in that leadoff spot. Gets to third base. I'd still like to see him slide, though, even though it's a close play. Get dirty.
I didn't see what Pete was doing. Pete looked like he was down on a knee trying to signal for him to get in there. It was a pretty good exchange by Simmons and Hayward. Rollins pops it up. It'll be out of play. All right, now the key is get this run home. Nobody out here in the 4th. Get 1 back and keep on climbing.
Well, you need to chip away right here. And like you said, get 1, hopefully get 2. Don't panic and don't change your approach.
Chopper right side. That'll get the run home. Ugla takes his time and just barely gets Rollins at first. It's an RBI and a 4-3 putout. And it's a 4-1 ball game. All right, so they get 1 back, and it brings Chase Utley to the plate. Utley struck out looking his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. Utley shoots it toward left center field, and that's going to split the gap. It's cut off by Upton, and Utley's going to hold up at first. That ball gets away for a moment. All right, see, now that one was right in front of us, and I thought it was going to go all the way to the wall.
Instead of watching the ball, watch the angle of the runners, or the outfielders. They determine a lot of things that are going to happen.
Well, after last night, our Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Frostproof Coors Light. Chase Utley is now tied with the Bull, Greg Wyszynski, in the Phillies' all-time list of home runs. Schmitty is at 548, obviously, and then Ryan's second by a wide margin. That leaves 20 away from the great Chuck Klein. Here is Ryan Howard. He struck out his first time up. Swing and a miss. That was a good changeup. You saw that tail even from our vantage point. Honestly, you just watched the way Howard extended from our vantage point, and you could tell it was a good changeup.
It was a good changeup, but is it a good changeup to swing at? No, you're ahead in the count. 1-0.
Absolutely.
So that's 0 in one area. That being outer half up a little bit in Ryan's case, and a fastball. Anything else you let go.
It's kind of like some of the stuff we were talking about last night with the opportunity to drive in a run or two. Howard is on pace for more than 100 RBIs. He's been very streaky. He pulls that one right into the shift. And Simmons dropped the ball. That'll be his 6th error of the season. He was trying to get rid of it and get it over to first to try to get Howard before he got up in. Fielder's choice, E6.
I thought Chase was going to keep on going.
I did too. I thought he was going to race Chris Johnson III.
And Dan Ugley gives him a great feed. And just kind of takes his eye off the ball. And, well, I guess it wasn't that great a feed, but right there, Ugley's thinking about, Chase is thinking about going to third base right here. But, that's a play there where you know who's running. Give him a good feed at second base. If it's not a good feed, anticipate a tough feed and be ready for it.
Well, let's see if the Phillies can capitalize with runners on first and second. One man down. Marlon Byrd is the batter. All right, now Marlon hit one, what was it, about 2 rows in front of us the other night. So he was the guy that I was anticipating. It was either he or Howard.
Not Ben.
No. I wasn't really anticipating Freeman either, but this is the, I mean, his ball landed 2 rows in front of us the other night. Chopper foul. Come on, Murph, go get that ball. You could have easily gotten that, I think, if you would have battled for it.
Well,
you sound like you're full.
I am full. Those cheesesteak spring rolls are delicious.
They are great. Now, those are the ones that are served at Harry the Cage, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you can get them in different parts of the ballpark.
That's the main spot, though. They are outstanding. That ball is drilled toward left center field. Upped it on the run. He can't get it. He'll knock it down in a hop. Utley will score. Howard stops at second. It's a 4-2 ball game. RBI for Marlon Byrd is 46. He's closing in on Ryan Howard's team lead. Boy, he put a pretty good swing on that one.
Yeah, he did. And that ball is supposed to be away and just a spinner, and he drives it to left field. And it looks like Upton has it been on. It looks like he's going to catch it. Yeah. Nice job of Chase base running there and scoring very easily, but it almost looked like Justin was in it. He was camped underneath that.
Yeah. I don't know if there was something, if he lost it in the lights. It was kind of low to lose it in the lights, wasn't it?
Well, and afterwards, he looked at his brother, BJ, who's playing center field, and kind of pointed up like he lost it last second.
Well, Roger McDowell heads out to the mound to chat with Tehran. Phillies have something going here. They've scored 2 runs here in the 4th. And Cody Ashley will be the batter. A reminder, after tonight's ball game, fireworks, and then after tomorrow night's game 2 of the day-night doubleheader, fireworks brought to you by Xfinity. Last night's fireworks, even though they were late, were outstanding. You can get tickets now by going to Phillies.com for both ends of the day-night doubleheader. But even the night game, which is the makeup from April 15th against the Braves, if you hold tickets to the April 15th ball game, use those. But if you want to come, there's still some seats available. Great crowd tonight.
Yeah.
Tehran nearly got Howard at second. Ryan squeezing his fingers there a little bit.
This is quick feet right there to quick throw. And it looked like Ryan jammed his finger into the bases, or into the base. Second.
I like the fact that he's squeezing and pushing a little bit. Ashley popped up to what turned out to be Tehran his first time up. A little low. 2-0. By the way, any idea where Jamie went?
You know, no, I'm looking up where our booth is. I don't see him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I wonder if Murph spot him anywhere.
Over the third base dugout. So it began with 3 of us. Now it's down to 2 out here. Murph's in the well over by the third base dugout. We don't know where Jamie went.
And no, I did not throw him over the fence. He's somewhere around here.
Tell you what,
just taking in the sights, I think, Tom.
It could be.
It's kind of ironic we lost him after Frank was eating ice cream.
Yeah, that's a little low. 3-1. Well, there is a lot to take in. I have a buddy who's sitting in front of us who I went to college with. And he left in the first inning and just now arrived back with 3 cheesesteaks, 3 Tony Luke's cheesesteaks. There he is in the gray hat with the P on it. He's talking to the gentleman with the glasses. That one's hit out towards center field. BJ can't see it. Now he's picked it up, I think. 2 outs. I don't think he was playing possum. I think he lost it up in the twilight.
He did not see that.
I have to admit, I didn't see it when it went up.
I didn't either. I saw it till it above the stadium, and that's why you keep on looking around. That's why it's so important. And for some reason, the infielders can see the ball the whole way out. A lot of guys will just turn and point, but as an infielder, outfielder, and you see shortstop's just pointing, he should be running out towards up to the point and yelling at the same time.
Oh, with 2 outs, Mayberry's the batter. He singled his first time up. He takes low and away, 1-0. Mayberry playing left field tonight for Dominic Brown. Mayberry started last night, struck out a couple times. Brown came in and pinch hit for him. Will Little is the home plate umpire tonight. Alfonso Marquez is at first. Paul Schreiber's at second. We mentioned the crew chief Ted Barrett is around at third.
Ted Barrett used to be a sparring partner with Mike Tyson.
I could believe it. He's a pretty big dude. Like the players, when these guys are in the minor leagues before they get to the big leagues, they need to work in the offseason.
Yes, we did.
This will be the 60th pitch of the night for Tehran. Off the end of the bat. All right, so out here off the end of the bat. That the sound told me that was off the end of the bat. It's amazing, when you're not behind home plate, using the perspective that you usually get, how you have to use different senses to kind of see things.
No, you really do. And what the advantage is you can see where the pitches are. You can notice the late movement. I find I've barely looked at the monitors out here tonight. I've been watching the play. It just feels like I'm playing left center.
Curveball hit in the air to left. It's not that deep. Long run for Upton over toward the line. It's a foul ball. Simmons was the first one to get there. 2-2 to Mayberry. This is where we are right here. Now, I don't know about you, but when you came back and sat in the stands, was it 4 years ago? Where were you sitting?
Behind home plate.
Okay. I've sat in left field here, if only for a couple innings, during the postseason, or in right field during the postseason. And I've always said to people when they always ask me, all right, where should I sit at Citizens Bank Park? And obviously from dugout to dugout is a great seat. Out here in the outfield on the foot of Ashburn Alley is one of the best perspectives you're going to get for the ball game. It really is.
No, I agree on it. I agree 100%. It's just the atmosphere is nice, and I think it's nice because the ballpark's not huge, the playing surface.
Yeah. Runners go. The ball is fouled. This will be the 27th pitch of the inning for Tehran. Another foul ball, and he stays alive. Runners are going on this pitch. Bird's getting a really good secondary lead. Howard's I think a little sheepish right now because of that pickoff attempt earlier.
Well, that's why it's so important. That basically Pete's his eyes. He's yelling to see if there's if anyone's creeping in, the shortstop, second baseman. All of a sudden, just go ahead and get the good secondary lead, and that's the key, is getting a good secondary lead and going.
They go, and the pitch again is ripped foul. No shot at that, Murph?
Well, I tried for that one, but no.
Hey, that ball was hit. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. Some of these foul balls, that ball was hit pretty hard right there.
Yeah, I did try real hard.
What are you doing on the third base side, by the way?
I thought I'd get a different look as well. I'm normally on the first base side. Why not?
Runners go again. 3-2 is pulled deep down the left field line. Foul. Well, he's seen everything Tehran has. He hasn't seen everything twice. Just so you know, the flags, which we're looking at, they're basically standing still. But there is a swirl that's going out toward the field. And now time is called. Lair's going to go out and talk to Tehran. All right, Murph, we got a moment. You got some updates from Lehigh Valley?
Yeah, an interesting game to watch down at the Lehigh Valley tonight. The Iron Pigs are taking on Rochester, and Grady Sizemore is playing in that game. His first start for the Iron Pigs. He's 1 for 3. He scored a run. He led off the game with a single. And also, Jason Marquis is pitching in that game for the Iron Pigs. He is through 6 innings right now. He has allowed just 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. And right now, the Iron Pigs are up 3-0 in that one.
All right, well, this will be the 11th pitch of this at-bat for John Mayberry. Swing, miss, and he's down on strikes. That was a heck of a battle. Mayberry is struck out. Phillies scored 2. They leave 2. We're going to find Jamie Moyer when we return. We think we have an idea of where he is. The Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. Square off against your friends from around the world, live in multiplayer derby mode, and climb to the top of the leaderboards. Download today for the free one on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Oh, we go to the top of the 5th inning, and our perspective now is from the third base camera.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
I want you to say that the third base camera is not usually out of focus from Greg Farnese.
Yeah, well, I don't have my glasses on right now, so you're in focus.
All right, so we understand you wanted to try to do something a little different instead of just being out in the outfield watching a game.
I thought I'd take a little walk.
Oh, that's funny. Down here, down.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
There's a nice breeze over here, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought I'd come to where I gave up some souvenirs.
There's a liner toward left center field. You going to try to get some souvenirs?
No, I've given up a lot of souvenirs out here.
I think they've been a little shorter than where you are, but you have given up more home runs than anybody else in baseball history.
Yeah, I have.
Look at Greg. Greg's directing. Now, how's Greg to work with, Jamie?
He's great. Actually, he's the one that called the home run to you today, by the way.
He called it?
He called it this afternoon when I came out here to play on the camera.
All right, so Jamie's camera is on the right, and Bernie's camera is in center field. That's not bad, Jamie. If you focus in a little bit more, you pull in a little bit more.
Jamie, I think you're doing an outstanding job.
There you go.
Thank you.
There's a strike to Hayward. Tighter, that was the term I was looking for. Jamie, this is called a slow push in right here.
No, how am I doing? Got the third baseman, the pitcher, catcher, hitter, umpire.
I think folks at home are going to need their glasses.
Good strike right here. That's a fastball up.
Nice and calm, Jay. Nice and calm. Okay. That's a little out of focus.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Spinning that wheel. There we go. There's KK.
Is that who that is? Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, we're getting a perspective on how hard it is to be a camera operator.
Sure is. We're having trouble with signs right now.
We're leading a little bit.
Step off and get them set.
1 ball and 1 strike to Hayward. To the right side. That'll get the run over to third. Howard flips to Kendrick. That's a good follow. Your finish needs a little work, but that's a good follow. Listen to Greg with the positive reinforcement. All right, let's watch his follow, Matt.
Not too bad, Jamie. Just make sure you widen it a little bit.
Widen it?
Just widen it a little bit and follow. That way you can get the first baseman giving you the flip and the pitcher covering at the same time.
Struggling with a little focus in here, right, guys?
Oh, that's outstanding.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Let's try to get the runner at third, too. There's Justin Upton. And Upton's hit by a pitch. And that'll put runners on first and third.
Focus a little bit. Focus. The other way. Here we go. That's it. If you have the third baseman in that shot, you can lose the pitcher. You can zoom in and lose the pitcher a little bit. There you go.
That is the very talented Greg Farnese, who's our left field camera operator, who's giving Jamie a little tutelage here.
I need to lay down. Getting a little dizzy.
Chris Johnson is the batter with runners on first and third. Foul ball over the first base dugout.
Going up there somewhere. There we go. Oh, they missed it. Fell in the next deck.
Hey, James, that's not what they want to hear from a camera operator.
I'm sorry. Two hands. Right, Tom?
It's not going to make up for it. No balls and 1 strike to Johnson. Matt, you have anything you want to do around the ballpark?
No, I'm good right here.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Johnson. In the dirt. Good play by Rupp. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Actually, I wouldn't mind running the big television up here.
Who we got on deck here?
You call it the Jumbotron?
Fanavision.
Fanavision.
Well, Fanavision is done in a whole new room. Production cavity is down the right field line underneath. Fanavision is up over the first base line. There's a lot of talented people around here, Matt, that we don't know about. Well, we know about, but maybe people don't know. There's 2 and 1 to Johnson. Jamie, how long were you working on the camera during the course of the day here today?
About 10 minutes this afternoon. I got a quick tutorial from Greg.
Could never tell.
You get a lot of talking in my ear, guys. A lot of busy stuff going on tonight. Down in the truck cavity.
2-1 is it foul. Oh, Murph. You all right?
There we go.
Murph, did that hit your hand?
Yeah, that hit my hand. But it also hit the post here.
You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Murph, you all right?
I'm fine. I should have caught it.
Probably should hold something cold for ice.
Something 12 ounces?
That looked painful. Ground ball to third. That should be 2. Ashley to second for 1. Over to first, and it's a double play. Well, if there's a shot that Jamie Moyer had any of that double play, we're going to show it to you. It's a work in progress, folks. We apologize beforehand. He's good at a lot of things. It's really not that bad. Side is retired. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th here at Citizens Bank Park. Quiz answer. All right, everybody, the question one more time is, which 300-game winner had the fewest number of complete games? And we do have an answer right here. A gentleman wrote down Tom Glavine right there. 56 complete games. You guys agree with that, Tom Glavine? Tom Glavine is correct. I'd give him a federal donut, but we gave him all out.
No, we gave him one earlier.
Oh, that's right.
We'll give him
He's going to get food. Some roast beef and some pulled pork and a kielbasa sandwich. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. He probably would have liked that about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Cameron Rupp leads it off as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Pitch is popped foul behind home plate and out of play.
Jamie, very good job on the camera.
Well, I don't know about very good job, but I got Chris Johnson all the way down the line.
You did. You did. Honestly, you gave us all a perspective of how good they are at their job.
Oh, they're phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, there are so many people talking in your ears about all the other cameras in the ballpark. It's ridiculous. I can barely hear you guys. I don't know how they do it, but they do a great job. I wonder what Charlie's doing up there. You think Charlie fell asleep tonight up there?
You know what? There's a pretty good chance. Although Charlie's had some visitors. He's got Carl up there, Charlie O'Gara, our camera operator in our booth. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's 1-2.
Tell you what, Tehran has settled in pretty nicely here. He's used his fastball very effectively tonight. Right there, you saw a great curveball, and he's used that on a couple occasions for some strikeouts and to get back into some counts.
Yeah, they had him on the ropes a little bit in the last inning. They got 2 runs. Had a chance to get a little bit more.
Well, actually, I had a couple fans telling me, "Hey, you got to stay over here." They scored a run. They were going to, keep me hostage over there.
That does happen. I remember when I was doing the stuff in the crowd like Murph does. Murph, correct me if I'm wrong, but people say if there's, if you're in one spot, hey, you can't move from the spots.
Yeah, and I tell people that too. I tell them not to move if they're standing in a spot. Got to do your part,
Rupp strikes out, 1 away, and that'll bring Kendrick to the plate.
And there it looked like a situation where Tehran smelled a strikeout and he threw a good, one of his better fastballs of the night, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, down and away from Rupp after he threw that curveball, and that curveball is what set that pitch up.
Kendrick taking a strike, 1-0. Kendrick struck out his only time up, so he's 0 for 1. Looks like Kyle is taken all the way, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's your distribution of outs: 5 ground outs, 3 fly outs, and 5 strikeouts for Tehran. And that one's off the facing of the Hall of Fame club, and it's 2-2 to Kendrick.
Are you anticipating that Kendrick's going to hit a home run out here? You just put your glove back on. Or
I didn't realize I did it.
Are you still thinking about that catch over here?
All these people texted me saying, "Why did you bring your glove to the game?"
You never know. Never know.
One of the writers, Kevin Cooney, said, "You brought your glove, really?" I mean, let's see Kevin come out here and try to catch it barehanded. If I would have caught that ball, tried to catch that ball barehanded,
I think you would have caught it. I really do. I have the utmost confidence in you, Tom.
You guys are such liars.
Oh, really? The way that ball was meant to come to you. You didn't have, your feet did not move.
Now, and by the way, in between innings, the gentleman that usually sits in that seat.
Oh yeah.
Stopped by and said he has been waiting since 2008.
Oh, Tom.
And the one
I feel so bad.
He stopped by and says he's been waiting.
I told him I'd get him a ball. I swear, I felt so bad. He said, I've had that seat since 2008.
Well, how about Matt goes down the field and throws a ball up to him?
Whatever makes him happy. I did. I felt so bad. He goes, I've had that seat since 2008, and I've been waiting for
but now he has a story to tell.
That's true.
Right?
He seemed to be okay about it, though. I told him I'd get him a baseball.
Yeah, let's just wait till after the game.
I thought we had some extra ones up here, but the ones you were throwing to Bob somehow wound up somewhere else.
Autographs.
Oh, okay.
Fans.
Well, I think, we're only in the 5th inning here, and I think the experience of being out here, we're hoping that Phillies will pull out a victory, obviously, to make it even more exciting. But the experience of having the fans out here with us, I've done a lot of college games or high school games in the stands. That's how you used to broadcast games on the radio. It's been way better than I thought ever could have imagined. Just the atmosphere out here. Revere with another hit. He's 3 for 3.
Now, I couldn't imagine doing this in like 08, 09 out here. It would be crazy.
Yeah.
You remember how many, it would be like 10 people deep behind us here up against this rail.
It's true.
All the seats are full. The electricity in the ballpark is crazy. Everybody's excited. Remember that, man? I mean, it was really, really, and you could feel that in the dugout. And we weren't necessarily sitting beside the fans, but you felt it on, in the dugout. But the people right behind us, I can't imagine what that would be like. Broadcasting from here in in that type of an environment.
Well, and I think that the electricity part of it is the part that I know I was looking forward to, and you can feel it. Like you can feel it out here. Breaking ball that's outside. It's 1-0 to Rollins.
And I can tell you, when you're in that environment all the time, like we were during those times, and even sometimes when you're not, when you go home after a game, you can't just go home and lay down and go to bed. There's so much. You're so wound up. You know, it takes a while to kind of come down from a game like that.
Off the end of the bat, a foul ball, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, it's that adrenaline.
I guess there is. I mean, it's just, and what Jamie says, right on the nose. And you go home after a game, and your heart's still racing,
and you start replaying things.
Yeah.
You start, as a pitcher, you're replaying pitches. I'm sure as a hitter, you're seeing pitches. The ball coming to you. You feel yourself swinging. That feel of the ball hitting the good part of the barrel, and then the trajectory off the barrel of the bat, and hopefully you had a good outcome with it. That's something that when you're in a good streak, I got to believe as a hitter, it's something you're visualizing. It's something you're seeing. I know as a pitcher, it's the same way. You can feel that ball coming out of your hand, and you actually see it go to home plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Rollins. Revere was off and running on the last pitch. There he goes again. Pitches inside. No throw by Laird. Stolen base number 22 for Ben Revere, who is not so quietly having a very good game.
Well, he got a tremendous jump to pitch before, and he did it again. He picked a great pitch, off-speed pitch down the dirt. Still second base without a throw. I tell you, after games in 08 and 09, I would have a hard time going home and going to sleep, because I would think about other hitters, their at-bats, and what I saw them do. How could you help them? And that was the thing that I remember the most playing here in 2008, 2009.
We'll go to the 6th inning. The Braves up 4-2 over the Phils. Done out of the bullpen. A tough start to the season has turned into a major resurgence heading to the halfway point of this marathon. Since the first month of the season, the relief corps has been a strength for the Phillies, generating an ERA and opponent's average amongst the best in Major League Baseball. While the newest member of the pack is living up to his billing, from mid-relief to closer, each reliever has done their job. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the Phillies are on top. Phillies are down, 4-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Well, tomorrow the Phillies will take on the Braves in a day-night doubleheader. Game 1 is at 2:05. It's the Apple Vacations Photo Day presented by Now Resorts and Spas. All fans receive a free 2014 print. Make your plans, come out early to take photos of your favorite Phillies from the field. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Dan Uggla hits one off the end of the bat toward left center field. Here comes Revere. He makes the running ram. One away. Excellent jump on the part of Ben Revere. He saw that perfectly.
You see him standing in center field, and he freezes. Recognizes that the ball's hit off the end of the bat, has a tremendous jump, and with his speed, catches that ball very easily.
All right, so that was Greg Farnese's camera work. Jamie, that was your camera that Greg was using.
I taught him a few things this afternoon.
Excellent shot that Greg just made of that play.
He's a fast learner.
No balls and 1 strike to Tehran.
But I'm telling you, he did predict the home run to Tom McCarthy.
Did he really?
He did, I swear to you.
1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I would have never, honestly, I thought there was a chance that a right-handed hitter, not a well, I don't know why I didn't think a left-handed hitter. You were supposed to bring your glove too, Matt.
That would have been interesting to see you both fight over it.
1-2 to Tehran.
Team guy. If it was in the middle, I was catching it. Left, right. I might have to protect you a little bit. I don't know if you would have the glasses on or not.
Oh, really?
No?
I wouldn't need the glasses for that.
Just checking.
It's the things that are close.
I have to admit, if it was even toward you, I probably would have tried to reach over.
You would have. There would have been some elbows thrown around here.
2 outs, and B.J. Upton's coming up. Upton is 1 for 3. He singled and scored his first time up. He's grounded out. He's also struck out. And he pops it up. Rupp off with the mask, back toward the screen, and makes the catch. Side is retired. Braves go down in order here in the 6th inning, on to the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies down 4-2. Go further. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. And buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Bottom of the 6th inning. Braves up 4-2. And the Phillies will have Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Marlon Byrd. They'll be due up against Julio Tehran. Well, that's Charlie O'Gara's camera in our booth. That's where we normally are. Charlie's by himself with Carl Graber. There's the backside of Charlie and the backside of Carl. Carl's a walking billboard for Comcast Sportsnet. Hello, Charlie. And we're basically to the right of this shot here in center field, where we've gotten a chance to enjoy the night. Julio Tehran. Utley is 1 for 2. He has struck out. He's also singled and scored. Oh, and 1 to Utley. Hey, here's something. What do you guys think of the strike zone from out here? Is it tough to tell, or do you think it's been a good strike zone by Will Little?
Yeah, who? Will Little?
Will Little.
Will Little?
Will. W-I-L-L.
Okay.
Little.
Yeah.
I think it's been good.
Yeah, I'm looking more at the pitches.
Yeah.
And not that you can see a lot of break, but you can see the difference. For me, I can see the difference between a fastball and a like a cutter or slider, and a curveball obviously has a little more of a hump to it.
Yeah.
And then a changeup usually has a little more depth to it. But yeah, it takes a little getting used to.
Well, this
really does.
This is basically what we're looking at right here. This is the perspective. Matt's above our heads right now taking that shot. No balls and 2 strikes to Utley. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes.
So, there you can see that hump in that pitch. That's what we're talking about as a curveball.
Oh, each pitcher now with 8 strikeouts.
See, it had a little bit of up and then down, and it's a lot slower than anything else that he features. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, did he strike Chase out on a curveball looking his first at bat, right?
Yeah, it may have been, yeah.
Yep.
Backdoor curveball.
That one may have been slightly off the plate.
Here's Howard. Howard's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fielder's choice. That ball is a towering shot. It's going to stay in the yard. Jason Hayward will wait for it. That was a high fly ball. Get all the NHL draft news you need to know from our Flyers insiders on Draft Central tonight at 10 on Comcast Sportsnet. John Bork, Al Morgani, they're all over at the NHL draft tonight. Full coverage coming up later on tonight. Marlon Byrd is 1 for 2. An RBI single as last time.
Something that you don't really appreciate that I've noticed tonight with Tehran, from our angle in the booth, you don't see how when the ball comes out of his hand, it looks like the fastball really rides low.
Yeah.
And it stays down into when he's throwing the ball down. It's a totally different perspective from this angle.
That's a pretty good indication right there, that pitch. 93 on that fastball.
Yeah, he's got a great ability to be able to reach back and get more when he needs it. And that's becoming a pitcher. You don't have to pitch at max effort at the whole time. You pitch off of something where you're comfortable. And for Tehran tonight, it's been 89 to 90 to 91. But when he really needs a little bit more in his fastball, he'll reach back for that 93, 94. And ask a hitter or Matt. Same difference.
You forgot he was here?
Oh, no. I missed him for so long. We were on the road, right?
Yeah.
But
that one's out towards shortstop. Simmons is under it. And the side is retired in order. So we've completed 6 innings here at Citizens Bank Park. A lot going on above us, a lot going on below us. It's a 4-2 game. Well, it's time now for the local Honda dealers game summary. The Braves lead at 4-2. They scored 3 in the first on Freddie Freeman's 13th home run. He added an RBI double in the second. Ben Revere is 3 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Kyle Kendrick has a career-high 8 strikeouts here tonight. And he's going to pitch into the 7th inning here. Even after a 33-pitch first inning. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, he's been able to get some quick outs, which has allowed him to get to the 7th inning. Where, you know, first 3 innings, I think he didn't labor, but Atlanta really approached him well and forced him to throw a lot of extra pitches.
Chopper left side. Rollins deep in the hole. Quick release in time. 1 away.
Well, 2 things when you score a lot of runs early in the game, especially in the first inning. As a hitter, if you guys have scored 4 runs, all of a sudden your second, your third at bat, you change your approach. You become more aggressive. You want to get part in that hit parade that's going on. So your strike zone opens up. Now, all of a sudden, you give up a couple runs. You change it because now you shrink it. You want to become patient. And the pitches that you might have jumped all over early in the game,
right,
you take because you don't want to take a ground ball and be a first pitch out. So it works, and I think that's the reason why he does settle down. He settles down very nicely. But hitters change their approach because of the long explanation of this game. Is because of guys change their approach and they swing early in the count.
Just wonder how he can get out of it and get to where he is, let's say, these last couple of innings in the first. I know that there's no real answer to it.
Well, I think really I think he's already answered his questions.
Okay.
He just needs to be able to understand what that is, and that's keeping the ball down and forcing that early contact. And to me, it's a very simple formula, but now you have to go out and execute that formula. And now, if it's not working, you adjust off of it. But you have to, as the pitcher, you have to establish what you want to have happen. Not let the hitter dictate it. And I think the hitter dictated it tonight.
Well, Freeman has 3 hits. He's now a triple away from the cycle. And that'll bring Gerald Laird to the plate. It's time for the Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, thanks, Tom. Brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. And last week, Jason Grilli lost his job as the closer of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Today, he was traded out of town, headed over to the Angels for Ernesto Frieri. It's really a chance for both guys to get a change of scenery. We remember last year, Jason Grilli was an all-star. This year, he's blown 4 of 15 save opportunities for the Pirates. And the Mets got some bad news today. David Wright scratched from their lineup today with a sore shoulder. He is being sent back to New York and is going to have an MRI done on that shoulder tomorrow. Not good news. He actually injured it about 2 weeks ago and has been fighting through that at that point, but it just got too much for him, so they decided to send him back to New York. During those 10 games where he was fighting through the injury, he batted .356, but again, it got too much, so an MRI scheduled for David Wright tomorrow.
All right, well, we'll follow that. Obviously, the Phillies will be in New York in July. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gerald Laird. Laird doubled his last time up, flied out to center in the second. He did not start tonight. Evan Gattis did. Fly ball, shallow center field. And Ben makes the catch. 2 outs. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were to receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal. And that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank, good banking is good citizenship.
I mean, you make a great catch. You play the bongos on my head.
Yeah.
You're having fun in there, aren't you, Tom?
It's been great. It's
really
been great.
You know, and I think the big thing with Kyle, he's not far away.
Yeah.
But he's got to stay with where he's had success. That right there, if he can bottle that type of a pitch and have those same mechanics with every pitch, I mean, ultimately that's what you're trying to do. And when you can attack the bottom of the zone and pitch in, he hasn't really pitched in off the plate like I've seen him in the past as well. He's not far from it. Believe me, he's not far from it.
Well, the grand scheme of things, you look at 4 runs in what he hopes is 7 innings.
You would have never expected that after the way this game started.
Right.
So give Kyle credit for bearing down and holding, especially in this ballpark on a night where it's fairly breezy. If you look at the whole outing, he's pitched decently, but it's that early innings issue that comes up to bite him every now and then.
So let's start early next game when he comes out and maybe move some people's feet. Make them feel uncomfortable their first time through.
I hear you. Especially when you face the team 3 times.
This game has become it's a buddy too nice nowadays. And we've seen it in the past in the last few weeks where hitters will get thrown inside and they're angry. They don't like it. Well, keep going in there. Because eventually they're going to they're going to try to hit that pitch, and you just take them out of their element. There is nothing wrong with knocking somebody down.
Back to the box, 1-3 on the put outside is retired. So since allowing 4 through the first 2, 3 in the first inning, Kendrick has not allowed any more runs. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phils down by 2. That's good stuff, guys. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yes, we are out here in center field doing a little 7th inning stretch. Well, it's time now for our AT&T fan photo of the game. This one comes from Trevor Pearson, T. Pearson 633, and it's a day at the ballpark. Trevor and his young lady were probably, I guess, about 100 feet away from where we are right now in left field. Tweet your photo to #PhillyFanPhoto for a chance to be shown on an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. So Tehran will go to work here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Julio Tehran so far has struck out 8. Luis Avilan is warming up in the pen for the Braves. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
At that point of the game, bottom of 7th, we need some runners, down by 2.
Yeah, only down by 2.
Only down by 2, and this is where you need to zone in that one area for a pitch right here.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That's a good take. Early in the game, we've seen guys swing at that. Or early in the year, we've seen guys swing at that pitch. It'll be Ashley Mayberry, Cameron Rupp for the Phils.
toward left field. Playable for Justin Upton. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 12 steps from the track. And he makes the catch. What away. Well, we've left our booth. Jim, Jackson, and Angel. They're sizing it up. They want to move the radio booth over into the TV booth. What's up with that? The Spanish booth, by the way, Angel, has some pretty good depth to it. You don't really need to come into the TV booth.
See, you can't trust those radio people. I mean, you just can't.
Look at Angel's got a yardstick. Jim at least has.
Jim looks lost.
Jim can take those chairs. We'll get new ones. The ball's popped up foul.
W.B. Mason.
That's exactly right. We could order them from W.B. Mason. They'll be here by 11:30 tomorrow morning.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim. Take them.
I think Angel wants the panels for his rec room at home. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Have to admit, Murph was funny in the booth with the cheesesteak spring rolls. Frank was outstanding with the ice cream.
I wonder how many of those cheesesteak spring rolls that Murph had tonight, because I saw him have some a little bit earlier.
Did you eat them all, Murph?
Oh, I did not eat them all. That's for sure. We shared up there in the booth, but I had a couple. I'm not going to lie.
I will tell you, if you left them up there, Charlie's working the camera. But if they were left out open, Carl Graber would have finished those babies off.
You know, Carl didn't want one when I offered him the first time. But
yeah, when you walked away, though, he would have taken care of it.
Mac, I'm right with you, Matt. That looks pretty good, doesn't it?
They were very good.
Cheesesteaks, huh?
There's the 1-2 to Mayberry, and he fights it off foul.
Tell you what, when I was over in 5th inning with that camera,
yeah,
Mayberry's at bat, that great at bat he had, that long at bat, I thought for sure he was going to turn one around and hit one to left field. That was a great at bat.
The one he hit foul was probably the closest one. He just missed that one he hit foul. Two and 2, takes a little low. It's like a basketball getting stuck in a rim. It's alternate possession.
It's an easy souvenir, though.
That was a big guy. He was able to get that ball out of there. 2-2 pitch to Mayberry. Popped him up. First base side. Laird and Tehran, and it drops. Hey, I would have just let the pitcher go get it, honestly. I mean, he made a catch earlier.
Well, I think, yeah, you're right. But in that situation, for me, the pitcher has to become the traffic cop. First baseman's coming in, Freddie Freeman's coming in. And you know, John Mayberry was trying to run down the first base line, but he tried to get out of the way and was really kind of in the way. But Freddie Freeman, it's really Freddie's ball. That's not John or Laird's ball right there. That ball's going away from Laird. It's either Tehran's ball, or as we don't even see Freddie Freeman in the picture, but to me, that's the first baseman's ball.
Yeah, Freeman is way off the line and back a little bit.
But it gives John Mayberry extra life here.
Pops it up again. Again, it's out of play, and it remains 2-2. Well, his last at bat was an 8-pitch at bat. That's what he's done against the Phillies this year. 2 earned runs in 23 in the 3rd innings of work.
And if you remember his last game here early in the season, through a complete game and predominantly through fastballs. Now the weather was completely different, but still he threw the ball very well that evening.
Ground ball to 3rd. Johnson backhands. Oh, got away with it, and there are 2 outs here in the 7th. And here's Cameron Rupp. By the way, the other thing that's prevalent, did you see the bullpen, Rosenberg and Diekman?
How about this view of Diekman warming up?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Unfortunately, we don't get a full view of both mounds, but we get to see Diekman on the far mound. When he gets loose and letting it rip, be a pretty good view.
Yeah, he's just soft tossing right now.
Soft tossing at 96.
Yeah. That's our shot right there that we're seeing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball just missed outside. 2-1. You know what would be a real test? We came out and did tomorrow afternoon's ball game. 2:05. Woo.
We need some umbrellas.
We would need an umbrella.
How about in this little section right here where we are, the couple that is sitting right in the front, totally unobstructed view.
Oh, in the first row?
Yeah, 2 seats. They have their own row, and nothing but the field in front of them. I just noticed that those 2 seats.
If
pretty
Murph
cool.
was up in the booth, he could circle them, but I can see what you're talking about, just above the logo on State Farm.
Yep.
Well, I've always said to people, you know, we've talked about certain spots. You know, this is a good spot. Just above the bullpen, you know, there's the sign that says "Need help?" ? It says text Phillies and issue and location. Just above the scoreboard near the bullpen. That is one of the best vantage points right there to sit and watch the game.
A couple of years ago, I came to a game and I snuck out to say hi to the guys in the bullpen during the game, and I sat right along the edge of the row. They are great seats. Great, and those people like to have a lot of fun out there in right field.
Another foul ball by Rupp. Remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to sit tomorrow for tomorrow night's game.
Well, you got 9 innings.
Yep.
Actually, each half inning you could move to 18 different locations.
I'm thinking I kind of like to stand right behind us.
Come back and join the folks that we've been out with here tonight. There is a spot though that you can't have.
Can't have?
You cannot have. Swing and a miss. Rupp is down on strike. Side is retired in order. 7 in a row retired by Tehran. We're through 7. We'll go to the 8th inning. Yeah, they're still cooking here at Citizens Bank Park. On store for the ride of your life and save big today. By AT&T, mobilizing your world. And by Dodge, visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Well, the Fanatic doing a little dancing on the dugout. He was dancing out here earlier tonight. Kyle Kendrick venturing into the 8th inning. Reminder that tomorrow, day-night doubleheader, Game 1, 2:05, Apple Vacations Photo Day, presented by Now Resorts and Spas, plus a free 2014 Phillies print to all fans. Game 2 at 7:15, the Xfinity Fireworks post-game show afterward. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Justin Upton will lead it off. Here in the top of the 8th, it's a 4-2 ball game. Ground ball to third. Ashe, glove side. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And that'll bring Chris Johnson to the plate. Foul tip, and it's 0-1. Another one toward the left side. Rollins gets to it from the outfield grass. He's unable to get Johnson.
Well, take us way back in the first inning for your defensive play of the game. Freddie Freeman, the first inning, drives the ball deep left center. Young fella in left center makes a great one-handed catch. And like a true fan, throws the ball back onto the field. And that is your defensive play of the game, brought to you by Hyundai.
I'll tell you, the throw itself lacked a little bit. I could feel it just by watching it. It didn't really go too far, but I was trying to place it over the top of Revere. I didn't want to get anybody in trouble.
Well, the throw is secondary to me. You caught the ball.
Thanks, JB. I appreciate that.
That will be something that will go down in my baseball history.
You guys have played all these games. I've been to games as fans and stuff like that. I've never caught a ball. Now, I've been places where people that I was with caught a baseball.
Seriously, I mean, who would have thunk, right? Who would have thunk?
Who would have thought? I mean, seriously.
Really, you come out here. You know, we're excited to broadcast a game from out here. A great venue, and the 10th pitch of the game comes right to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, Ben Revere couldn't have thrown a ball better to you right there.
It is remarkable that it came even anywhere near where we were sitting. We could have picked 8 other locations around the ballpark, and we would never envision it.
If we would have sat in left field thus far, we would not have had a home run ball.
Right.
And if we were sitting in left field, we would have said, wow, we could have sat in center field and caught that ball.
And that guy that usually sits here would have caught it.
No, because it probably wouldn't have came here. He's been waiting since 2000.
That's true. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dan Uggla.
What do they say, beginner's luck?
Beginner's luck.
Not that you're a beginner broadcaster, but you're a beginner broadcaster in the stands.
Going to buy a lottery ticket tonight?
Yeah. People have asked me, I've had this glove since 8th grade. Seriously.
I couldn't tell.
Really?
A little shaving cream in it.
I've restrung it.
Soften it up a little bit.
4 or 5 times.
That's awesome.
It's the original A2800.
Yeah, I liked it. Pre-game through with Bob and toss. I mean, the pocket's a little small.
It is small,
but
for an 8th grade hand, it's a perfect glove.
Well, it's funny, when I first got it, I used to break the strings all the time. So I would take clear nail polish and put them on the strings. The strings haven't broken. I haven't restrung it. And not that I've used it that often, but I haven't restrung it in about 15 years. The webbing, the outside, I've had to do a couple times.
It's like the pocket could use a little softening, maybe a little shaving cream in their tongue.
Yeah, it's kind of dry.
But you are 1 for 1.
That's exactly right.
I have a feeling you're not going to sleep tonight, Tom.
You don't think so?
You're going to replay that over and over.
Let's face it,
and
though.
what do you think your family's going to? They're going to be all waiting for you at the door. Don't you think? They're going to be.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, Tommy will be.
So how many texts have you got tonight?
I have text messages.
Yeah.
I have 57. I haven't responded to all of them, and I apologize. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can replicate this again one night because it's been a great experience. Bob McClure out to the mound. Kendrick trying to get through the 8th inning. Facing Tommy La Stella, the pinch hitter.
Tom, you can even be a part of the wave right now.
Here we go. Ready? We were a little tardy, I think.
I think we're supposed to sit down and stand up with that too, Tom.
Oh yeah, I guess we will.
If you really want to be a part of it, you got to.
If I sit down, I might not get back up. By the way, Kyle Kendrick has just passed his career high in pitches. He was pitched 119, 80 strikes, 39 balls.
Well, he's trying to get a career high in strikeouts too. He's already tied his career high at 8. We were tardy again. Matt was a little riptide at the end. No balls and 2 strikes to La Stella. Check swing. Did he go? No. And it's one ball and 2 strikes. Last 10 games for La Stella. We arrived in Atlanta. He was hitting well over 400. We left. His average had dropped into the low 3s. And now it's a 271.
Part of that is the league has now seen him a little bit. He's been scouted, and there's some weaknesses that have been exploited. But he's still a very good hitter.
Flips it to Kendrick in time. Side is retired. When all is said and done, Kyle Kendrick was a horse tonight. He did give up the 3 runs in the first inning. He trails it 4-2. His night will be complete. His spot is due to lead it off when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, introducing one deposit checking, keeping things simple. It's helping you bank better. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Independence Blue Cross, the most preferred health plan in the region. Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, from out in center field here at Citizens Bank Park, along with Jamie Moyer, Matt Stairs, and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy, and all of our friends who we've gotten to know during the course of this ball game. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jordan Walden will take over for Julio Teheran. Phillies will send a pinch hitter up for Kyle Kendrick, and it'll be Cesar Hernandez. So 7 innings tonight for Teheran. Hernandez hitting .250, a home run, 2 runs batted in. First pitch inside, it's 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Braves bullpen has been very good. Obviously, they have Kimbrough at the ends, who, I mean, I wouldn't call him hittable this year, but he definitely has given up runs compared to other years. Back toward the middle, base hit for Cesar Hernandez. So that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And Ben Revere has been red hot. 3 for 3 will be the batter. And let's check in with Murph. Murph.
So that's Team Ackwell. It's time for our Lowe's Never Stop Improving player profile, and it's the entire Phillies bullpen. Take a look at these numbers from March to May, 52 games, an ERA of 4.05. But in June, look at those numbers. 24 games, 2.08. Opponents batting just 186 against them. They have been so darn good in the month of June. Certainly it has helped the Phils to the record that they have in June, and they needed to keep it up. But certainly they have been a bright spot.
It's about time.
Yeah, I came out to join you guys.
It's about time you got out here.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, guys?
There's somebody up there that wanted Matt to buy him a beer for his birthday.
No, lady.
You want to take care of
It's a lady over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Murph,
so
you want to take care of that?
I'm buying?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I got it.
It was her, the lady's in the red hat. It was her birthday today.
Let me just say this, guys. I am really happy that you three finally got to feel what I get to feel every night out here with the fans.
Love.
And it's just best fans in baseball, no matter what, in the best ballpark in baseball, and it is a lot of fun. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourself out here tonight.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, not only from the fans, but all the people that we work with. As far as our TV crew goes, I mean, they've been unbelievable. Everybody's been kind of looking forward to this. There's a lot of hard work that went into this whole setup. Carol and DiGiuseppe and the folks here at Citizens Bank Park putting this all together, and our entire crew, which is wonderful anyway, but they've been even better tonight, sort of soaking in everything that we've gotten a chance to soak in.
Murph, is it true you're going to light off the fireworks tonight, too?
I don't think they'd let me do that. I don't think that...
You do need certification for that.
That would be probably not be a good idea, although that would be pretty cool.
Rollins pops it foul.
Let's get 3 more runs before that happens.
Seriously. Just put the topper on what has been a great night.
Getting back to the numbers on the bullpen, for me what's impressive is the amount of walks. The walks are way down, and they're believing in their stuff, and they're getting an opportunity. And Jamie might agree, is starting pitchers are going deeper into the game. Now all of a sudden they get into that rhythm of Diekman the 8th, Papelbon the 9th, or whoever's going to be. Everyone just has a routine now, and they're getting used to it.
Well, and Ryan Sandberg also has options. Righty, lefty, lefty, righty, 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 lefty, 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 righty. You know, I mean, and that's in the beginning of the year he didn't have those options because he wasn't sure who had the ability to do what.
Right.
And they've kind of pitched themselves into the roles that have been created for them. So they've created their own roles.
Yeah, and they've talked about that too. They've talked about the comfort of finally creating and getting into those roles. Rollins again pops it foul out of play.
And you can tell by the afternoon conversations or on the airplane or on the bus, you start talking to some of these young relief pitchers. And in the beginning of the season, they looked like deer in the headlights. They were bright-eyed and really didn't know what was going on. But as they struggled and had a minimal success, all of a sudden they realized, hey, I have really good stuff. And they saw how effective that stuff could be. And all of a sudden they've developed into the people that they were expected to develop into.
Well, that was a good changeup by Walden to get Jimmy Rollins. So there are 2 outs, and it'll bring Chase Utley to the plate.
And the cool thing, it's happened right before our eyes.
It's been sustained, too. It's not like it's just been, as Murph said with those numbers, it's not like it's just been a week. It's been more than a month. Papelbon and Rosenberg both throwing in the pen.
But you hear a lot of this, development in the minor leagues. Well, and they've had to develop to a certain point, but they started to polish that development here at the major league level. So I think it's really cool for fans to be able to see what it takes. And when there is some failure that goes along with it, but then you look at the success, and it tells you a lot about the people individually.
1 ball, no strikes to Chase Utley. Chase is 1 for 3. Scored a run back in the 4th.
And Matt, I think you talked about this earlier a couple weeks ago. All the kids in the minor leagues, seeing these kids come to the big leagues and turn into what they've turned into, it gives the kids in the minor leagues hope too. And it's a huge reflection on the Phillies organization.
Well, it pushes them.
Most definitely.
Howard's on deck. 2 balls, no strikes to Utley.
You don't realize how no doubles defense, how close these outfielders are to the track. I mean, it's amazing.
That's a good point. DJ Upton
he just moved back like 8 paces. And I'm like, holy cow, 3 steps, 3 good steps, and he's on the track.
Yeah. Jason Hayward's only like 5 steps from him. You giving a green light here? 3-0?
Yes. No.
It's up to him. Toyota Major League Scoreboard up in PNC Park. The Mets and the Pirates are tied at 2. Jordy Mercer, 2 RBIs for Pittsburgh. Roger McDowell heading out to the mound to talk to Jordan Walden. The Stars have a line for the 2014 Major League Baseball All-Star Game as the best of the National League take on the American League's elite. Don't miss the action Tuesday, July 15th on Fox.
You guys talked about Grady Sizemore when I was gone?
Yeah, we did.
I know he had a hit his first at bat tonight up in Lehigh, and scored a run.
And Murph was talking about tonight the fact that Marquis was pitching to for Lehigh Valley, the veteran right-hander. My feeling is that there's a good chance Grady's not going to be down in Lehigh that long. They're just trying to make sure he's healthy, his swing is there, and he gets some playing time.
Well, also he has an out clause too.
Right.
So
which is not surprising.
Well, no, it's not. And that's really the reason why Boston let him go. He was getting to that point where a bigger part of a contract was going to kick in.
There's a changeup, and Howard out front. 0-1. They decide not to go to Avilan here and still stay with Walden. He lays off the same pitch. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good take right there. On a very good pitch down and away. For a guy that jumps at you, as a hitter, you start kind of swinging at his motion. Back it off a little bit, pick the ball up, and think about getting jammed.
Out towards left.
Kind of like that.
Foul territory. Johnson gives it a look.
Well, I should say, when you think about getting jammed, what it does is it makes you stay back a little longer. And, Jamie, you made a great point of how Ryan Howard, when he was going well, lets the ball get deep on him. And now he wants to go out and get it. Even though that pitch got in on him, he's still in a good power position, letting the ball travel.
Two and two.
Yeah, when the Phillies were in Atlanta, he was letting the ball get deep. Even the first day in St. Louis. And as we got deeper into that St. Louis series, he got really antsy. It looked like he was getting, jumping out of the ball. And then watching the games on TV the last couple of days, it looked like he wasn't being patient and not allowing that ball to get to him.
Well, now the runners will be off on this pitch. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hernandez at second base, Utley at first.
And his takes are far better. Far better. He's taking the pitches that he's taking. He's in a better position as the ball's crossing the plate.
Runners go, and the pitch is grounded foul. Phillies 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The Braves 1 for 9. Again, it was a 3-run home run. That's the big blemish tonight that Freddie Freeman hit. Other than that, Kyle Kendrick was pretty solid. Runners go again. Swing and a miss, he got it. Second time tonight Howard has struck out, and the Phillies leave a couple here in the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. We'll go to the 9th here at Citizens Bank Park with the Phillies down 4-2. Kendrick's performance in tonight's series opener against the Braves, only on Pure Auto Insurance, presents Phillies postgame live. Top of the 9th inning, Braves up 4-2. And B.J. Rosenberg will be the new pitcher. Sorry about that, Matt. Matt said to me, you're supposed to not hit the top of the head when you do it.
That's all right. That's all right. You're still a little excited from the catch in the first inning. But, yeah, the key is to pretend it's a drum.
Yeah. It's my first time down here. B.J. Rosenberg, 10th ball game. 1-0, a 9 ERA. And he will face B.J. Upton, Andrelton Simmons, and Freddie Freeman here in the top of the 9th. It was a big spot for Rosenberg. Phillies are only down by 2. He motored a fastball that Upton was late on. It's 0-1. B.J. Upton is 1 for 4. He has singled and scored. He's grounded out. He has struck out. He's popped out to the catcher. He taps that one foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle tonight went 8 innings, a career high 8 strikeouts, a career high pitches. Gave up the 3-run home run in the first, the RBI double in the second, and then nothing else after that.
Well, the innings are big because tomorrow there's a doubleheader.
Yep.
And it's a lot of baseball to be played, and you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You got to take it a game at a time, an inning at a time, but you have a pretty fresh bullpen to enter into that doubleheader.
Swing and a miss. 95 on that fastball. Well, that's the hardest fastball that B.J. Upton's thrown this year in the big leagues. Last year was at 97. This year he's been 92, 93, 95. That ball had a little jump on it.
Yeah, the ball had a lot of life on it. And we're seeing a different B.J. Rosenberg than we saw here early in the season.
Well, here's Simmons. Simmons 1 for 3. Walked his first time up.
And talking about how important it was for Kyle Kendrick going deep in the game today, Roberto Hernandez is still in the first game.
Right.
So flip a coin. You're going to get 5, 6, 7. So it was very important that he went deep. And I agree. Rosenberg is using his fastball. And it almost looks like when he came back, he was on a mission. Yeah, he's given up a home run since he's been back. But he's now realizing that 94, 95, I can trust it again by spotting it.
He's ahead 1 and 2 to Simmons, who fouls that off the front of the dugout. It's going to sound crazy, but the other thing that I've realized being out here watching, how many foul balls go into the stands. I mean, we watch all these games from behind home plate. For some reason, it just seems like there's an inordinate amount of foul balls going into the stands.
Well, we never see the final destination from where we are with the ones behind home plate, usually, unless they're on camera. Out here, you see pretty much everything.
Yeah. Well, this is where we've been basically from the entire night, is out here in section 148. And our perspective is basically just to the right shoulder of Ben Revere in center field. There's Ben. Check swing. Caught by Ashe. 2 outs. Time now for our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. If Freddie Freeman didn't play tonight, maybe the outcome would be different at this point.
Here's a cutter in the first inning that stayed in third and deposited out here in the, what are we in, section 148 in the second inning. The fastball up. We hit to right center field. Drove in 3 runs tonight, right? All 4 runs, excuse me. Yeah. So that's the W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Well, he's got 3 hits. He's a triple away from the cycle. 3-run home run to the first. The double you just saw. Strike out and a single. At the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I believe this is what the Atlanta Braves think that Freddie Freeman can do. He can control the game. He can drive in a lot of runs. He can hit the ball the other way. He's a pretty good glove man at first base. That's why they've invested in Freddie like they have.
See the big guard he's got on his elbow. He was hit by a pitch a couple days ago in Houston and was lifted from the game. He not only has the guard but also the pad. 2008, the last triple by the Braves, and it's 3-1.
it's safe to say that Freddie Freeman will not hit a triple in this ballpark.
You know where it's got to go if he does.
On the right field corner?
Well, no, I'm thinking right in front of us, and it's got to hit and run across the warning track. Not going to happen here as he's down on strikes.
That's a very nice changeup.
2 strikeouts in the inning for B.J. Rosenberg. An excellent top of the 9th inning, and the Phillies one more chance when we come back in the bottom of the 9th against Craig Kimbrell. At Citizens Bank Park. A.J. Burnett and B.J. Rosenberg having a chat. We saw this even last night with A.J. talking to some of the pitchers, talking to Kenny Giles and some of the others. Well, Craig Kimbrell is coming in for the Braves as we expected. 22 saves and 26 opportunities. I think the big difference with Kimbrell this year is the fact his ERA is 2.37, but 4 blown saves. Yeah. He's only allowed 1 home run. So it's a hit here, a hit there, a walk here, a walk there. And teams have gotten to him a couple times. 161 career saves, 7 more than John Smoltz. So he is the all-time leader. So it'll be Marlon Byrd, Cody Ashley, and John Mayberry as we start the bottom of the 9th inning. Game 1 of a 4-game series. Phillies are 2-2 on this homestand. Marlon tonight is 1 for 3, an RBI single in the 4th. Still 97.
When you see that fastball, it just when it's down like that, it just runs right, right through the strike zone. It's got a lot of life to it.
And he sets you up with that slider. It's wicked. You throw 97, and then you come in with really one of the game's best sliders right now. It's 0-2. You know, the good thing about last time the Phillies faced the Braves, they didn't see him at all.
And why? They scored early and held the lead.
Yep.
Starting pitchers got deep into the game. Bullpen came in and closed the door. That's how you stay away from their closer.
Check swing. Did he go? No. And it's 1-2 to Marlon Byrd. Phillies trying to get a base runner to get the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th. bent his back, bent his knees. Look at this slow-mo.
Yeah, and you don't realize, until you're really up there, you don't realize how quick that happens. Wow, he's a contortionist right there.
Wow. He's going to throw him a slider here.
I don't know, but as a hitter, this is where the payback is not a home run. This is a line drive back to the middle. It's called spin his cap.
I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think he's just wild.
I actually thought he was going to try to dot a fastball down and away right there, to be honest with you. Might do that right here. I don't know if he has the command right now to do that. I think a good fastball down and away might freeze Marlin. Well, you know, he might foul that pitch off too, but
I don't know if he has the command to do it, but
yeah, after 2 balls under the chin at 97, not quite as comfortable going out over the plate.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Marlin. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th. Inside, ball 4.
That's really what the Phillies needed right there as a base runner. And that's huge. You've got a guy on, now all of a sudden his thinking's a little differently. Now he can still throw the slider, but now maybe I can't bounce it.
Cody Ashley is 0 for 3. Popped out to the pitcher, fly to center, fly to left. Fastball in there, 0-1. Might have been a little low, but
it's like the first pitch he threw Marlin.
Yeah, he's been calling that pitch tonight. Fights it off, loops it down the left field line. It is a foul ball. Wow. That is a reviewable ball if in the Phillies' mind they thought it was fair. We're in center field. Something kicked up, but it was just some dirt. Oh yeah, that's foul by a good play. All right, from here it actually looked like it kicked up some chalk.
I think it was sand. It almost looked like it was a sand-like substance. Yeah, you don't get the same perspective here on the plays
Not
like
on
that.
Well, if we were over by your camera, you and Greg's camera.
Oh, I would have had that. No problem.
Such a confident guy.
Just not sure if it was going to be clear or blurry.
Ashley is struck out, so what a way.
I practiced that this afternoon.
Hey, listen, baby steps. At least you tried it. Yeah. That's what I always say to my kids. At least you tried it. So no Dominic Brown in this spot. It's Mayberry who will bat against Kimbrel. The lefty is available off the bench.
He'll probably pinch it next.
And here he comes. There's Dominic. At this point, you might want to put a right-hander up there.
Fastballs. Well, it's easy for us to say. The right-handers might not want to.
Everything is riding into them though right now. One ball, no strikes. In the air to center field. Way back here. Just in front of us. It is caught by B.J. Upton. Wow. Now that would have been a good one to grab.
Tom, I had the block on you this time.
I saw that.
I had the arms out. I saw that. Going for it.
I was going to let you go with that.
No, you weren't. You were going over. You were going to go over.
I would have backed you up.
You stopped talking. You were bearing down on that ball, Tom.
I was trying to find my glove.
I actually thought when he hit this ball, I mean, it came off hot.
It did.
And I thought he was going to have at least enough to get off the wall. See?
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, by that shot, I don't think I was going to let you try to get it. Oh, here's Dominic Brown. And that ball is boxed by Laird. Up to second goes Marlon Byrd. I don't know if he was screwed up, crossed up on that, or what. He just missed it.
I think he got crossed up.
Well, they scored a pass ball, and then Laird is going to come out and chat with Kimbrel. It just died right at the wall. That's the one spot we can't see. But we had the video that showed up and made the catch. That was my buddy Matt, who was using the camera without the tripod, which is what Jamie was using before. Foul territory, left field line, and out of play. One ball, one strike. Marlon Byrd leads off second. Ball and 2 strikes. All right, so the Phillies are down to their final strike, their final out here in Game 1. Nationals have lost an opportunity for both of these teams to gain a game in the standings. If the Braves win, they're tied for first. If the Phillies win, they'll creep closer to second, or I should say third. 1-2 pitch. Fouled it off. He came back with a fastball. Swing and a miss, he got him. And the Braves have taken Game 1 of this 4-game series by a final score of 4-2. Craig Kimbrel gets the save. Julio Teheran gets his 7th win. And the 4 runs that the Braves scored in the first 2 innings, they stand up. Our Chevrolet player of the game is Freddie Freeman, 3 for 5. He drove in the 4 runs, a 3-run home run in the first inning and an RBI double in the second inning. Well, boys, this was awesome.
Nice catch.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My hero.
It was great. Everybody out here was awesome. Everybody up here was awesome.